Good evening, everybody.
Mhm.
I see we're missing a few people still. I know Kong said she was going to be a little late. Allie typically is a little late. I don't know where Kevin is at the moment. So we will kind of get into this a little bit, but we won't get far without everybody being here. Hopefully, everybody's going to make it tonight. You there, Joseph?
I am.
All right. Sabrina?
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. I guess in the meantime, if you're not level 5 yet, level your character up to level 5 while we're waiting for
Woo.
a few people.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Lars. I was trying to join the new thing. How do I do that?
Um, I put it in Discord a few nights ago, but I can put it back in there
I must have missed it. I'm
right
sorry.
now. So just give me a
Is
moment.
it game link? I think I see it. Sorry, I think I just missed it.
I will. I'll put it back in Discord here.
Do I just click launch game to join it, or do I need to like specifically like?
Here's the link. You can just click on that link.
Okay.
You should be able to click on that link.
And then just launch game, and that'll link me with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'll link you to the game itself. Like it'll ask
Right.
if you want to join it. So,
Oops.
Oh, it'll
and
ask
then
if I want to join it.
Yeah,
My bad.
and then bring you right into it. See,
Weird.
it brought you right into it. So you're right on the tabletop right now. So
So I'm good.
yeah, you're good. You're in the game.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you are not level 5 yet, go ahead and level your character that I have transferred over to level 5. We'll just deal with that right now till uh,
I guess who has Fireball?
Where do I join it? Like I'm in, right? But like,
well, you're on
HP has Fireball.
you're on the tabletop right now. So
okay. Well, when I look at my character, and I click on him, I can't access anything but bio and info.
okay, hold on a sec. I'll
Okay.
fix that for you. All your experience points should be at, I believe, 6,500. Triggers 5th level. Should be on the sheet too.
What mine said.
6,500 experience points. That'll bring you to level 5. You should be good. You should be able to access your character sheet now.
Okay. Yeah.
I do have a quick question.
Uh huh.
As I was leveling up and going through the spells,
Uh huh.
it says I could add more spells, but it forces the selected spells I automatically get from leveling up as selected spells, so I couldn't add any more. I know I had this issue with the cleric, but I couldn't remember what you said about it since we haven't leveled up in a while in the Waterdeep campaign.
So when you use the character mancer, it didn't let you add any more spells because you already had your maximum amount of spells. Like, are
Yeah,
you?
because it counted the spells I automatically get from being the class. For example, with HP, it automatically selected Moonbeam and Sleep because I get those automatically when I level up. But because it
of
auto-selected
your
those,
class, you get that.
yeah,
Okay. I see what you're
and
saying.
it auto-selected those, so I couldn't pick any more spells.
I'm not seeing this Mad Mage
What are you not
adventure.
seeing, Kevin? There should be. Do you see that link right there? I just put in Discord.
Oh, okay.
Click on that, and I'll join you in the game. So when you leveled up how many spells are you supposed to choose from?
It said I should have a total of 8 spells.
Mm-hmm. And how many did you get as your class for leveling up? 2?
1, 2. Currently, it gave me 6 spells I automatically get. I've marked those on my with the red dots in the character sheet, so those are the spells I automatically get as the class for leveling up. So
Yeah, I need access to my character sheet.
Yeah, I couldn't give it to you till you were actually on the game here.
Are we leveling up?
Well, we were waiting for everybody to join, and we're just going to level up to 5. So, yeah. All right, let me give you access, and then I got to look at Sabrina's sheet, because I don't understand what...
Because I remember you saying with the cleric, the spells I automatically get leveling up as the class shouldn't count towards the number of maxed out spells, I guess, because I automatically know them from being the cleric class.
No, you get those additional spells from your subclass, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, with the druid class, I think at 3rd level you automatically get speak with animals and find familiar.
As a druid, you get fine for that. Such a stupid fucking spell. All right.
I mean, I'm planning to have a familiar,
God, I'm sorry.
so it works
right.
out.
So Norik, you should have access to your...
Now she's on her way home.
What you need to do is manually add... Don't forget to put your slots in there too, because I've been noticing you guys haven't been changing your slots. That's why it hasn't been reading on the chat. So, excuse me. Where are we at here? So, you need 2 more spells, is what you're saying, right?
Technically, I should have 4 more spells.
For what level spells?
It doesn't say specifically for what level.
So right now you have... I see what you're saying. So, you have...
The ones that are marked are the ones I automatically got for being the druid subclass I am.
Right. Well, go ahead and... Can't you manually add them?
I can. It's just I want to get your...
Just manually add them, what you're supposed to do with them on it.
Okay.
And go from there. Don't forget to change your slots remaining, because that way the chat keeps track of them.
Yeah, I didn't realize it didn't reset it.
Yeah, make sure everybody does that.
I'll do that in a moment. Oh.
I think think that was all that I had about with your character.
Yeah, that's the only question I had.
I think I was looking it over. I thought everything was fine with it that I noticed. Okay.
Something else I did notice, it's not a problem since I retyped everything in, is that after I got done with the character sheet, it left all the characteristics blank, even though I selected them into Character Mancer.
Oh. And the sheets are buggy. I don't know. They've been working on those for a while. I don't know.
I know. It's just something that I've noticed it hadn't happened before.
Yeah, and then some weird things happen if I pull your sheet. If I haven't looked at your guys' sheet in weeks, and then I decide to pull the token off the sheet and put it on a map, it has like level 2 8 hit points on it. So then what I have to do is I have to go back in your guys' sheet. So it updates, I guess, on my end or whatever. It's really silly. And then I have to delete the token and bring the token on. So there's some screwy things with the sheets going on still. So, yeah, I have to physically look at your guys' sheets weekly to make sure your tokens are updated to the sheet. It's really strange, but whatever. It doesn't matter. That's a workaround that I found. So we'll get this going here shortly. I think Allie's the only one that's going to be kind of late tonight. So what I want to talk about while you guys are leveling is a couple. If you didn't read in Discord, there's a few changes to the house rules. One of them is we are definitely going to follow the player's handbook as far as components go. If components require a cost, then you must have that component. We're not going to run that. You can just pay it with gold and have it. You're going to have that component. So sometimes there's like a diamond that's worth 500 gold pieces. You're going to have that diamond and buy a diamond that's worth 500 gold pieces. Or I believe there's a druid spell that takes a gilded acorn. You must find or buy a gilded acorn worth 200 gold pieces in order to use a spell. Now, the thing, a lot of times a spell will tell you if the component is used up after the spell or not. If it doesn't say it's consumed once the spell is cast, then the component remains all the time. So some of those are one-time buy only on some of those spells.
I think there's 2 off the top of my head that are like that.
So,
So
that's the first one. What's that, Joseph?
Sorry, my dryer's going nuts. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
I
Nope.
don't.
Yeah, but I was going to ask. So unless it specifies, so I'm looking at Animate Dead. It's a pinch of flesh, blood, and bone dust to animate a corpse. It doesn't have any gold price on there.
So what takes the place of your components is either you have a component pouch on you or your focus. So your focus takes place of components. The only time it really comes into play is one, if you lose or break your focus, or lose your component pouch, or it requires some type of gold value to the item. Okay.
Like chromatic orb needs a diamond, I think, for like 50 gold. Yeah, okay,
like
gotcha.
So, and it'll tell you if it's consumed or not when the spell's cast. I think like Identify consumes the fucking component all the time, if something like that. But if you do it as a ritual, then you don't need that. It's different. So
yes, 100 gold pieces for. Yeah, you're right. 100 gold for it to use Identify on the fly.
So that's the one. The other one was we revisited temporary hit point stacking. I believe Sabrina asked the question in Discord, and we're going to stick with what the player handbook says, and that is where they do not stack. How it works is every time you've given new temporary hit points, and either they are the same of the amount that you still have, or they exceed it, you have to switch them out. So, for instance, if you have 10 temporary hit points and then you gain another 12 temporary hit points, you would have to switch those out. So you'd either continue taking the 10 temporary hit points or take the 12 temporary hit points. They never stack and they never can be healed with that. So That's
Sorry.
that's okay. And that's with the temporary hit points. I think we covered a new house rule that I'm adding in. It's called lasting injuries. And this is kind of a house rule that Rogue Watson uses, and I kind of like it, so we're going to give it a try. So a shout out to Rogue Watson on that. And what happens with that is, starting at level 2, a player can sustain a lasting injury when their health drops to 0 or lower. And what will happen is that you will roll a con saving throw. And a failed con saving throw will give you result in a lasting injury, which you will denote it on your character sheet until you are healed. And then I'll have you roll a d20, which determines what the lasting injury is, and we'll go from there depending on what it is. You can have more than one lasting injury, though of course some do not stack for obvious limitations. All injuries can be healed via greater restoration, healing spell, or service, or healing spells can remove multiple lasting injuries at a time. They usually are restoration that needs to recover the lasting injuries. Okay? So, and it's got to be a greater restoration to do that. Or you can go to a priest or something like that.
So, Mort's obviously missing an eye. Would that in any way, is that going to affect him from here on out?
Yes, because what will happen is if you get a lasting injury and you roll on the table, and you have a damaged eye. If you have one eye missing and you have a damaged eye, then you are blinded.
Uh-oh.
So keep that in mind with that. So we're going to run with the lasting injuries, see how that goes. Obviously, you'll have these injuries when you are brought back to life or stabilized or whatever after you've fallen. But it's 0 or less on the lower on the hit points. So obviously, when you go down and you're fallen, you'll roll that, and then on your next turn, you'll roll your con save when you fall, and then on your next turn you start your death saves or until you're healed or whatever goes for that. I think that was my only. Let me look at my Discord. I thought there was one more house rule that we had that I had talked about. Oh, I'm going to re-implement the critical hits and fumbles table. We had used this in the past. Most of you have with me, where I have you roll a D100 depending on a crit fail or a crit hit. And we went off the results off of that table. That's what we're going to use again. I'm not using cards anymore. I think the cards were ridiculous. I thought the table worked a lot better. I thought the table had better results from it. And there is still that wish spell or wish still on that table. You got to roll a 92 to get it. So that was the other one for now. That's what we're going to implement with that. I think if everybody's here, everybody's leveled up. Oh, wait. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like everybody's here but Allie. The couple things I want to cover. We're going to finish, even though last week was kind of the finale for Dragon Heist. I'm going to stop the music here because it's impeding. I want to talk about a couple things. One, we're just going to finish the conclusion or the wrap-up of Dragon Heist. It's not much to it. All of you, of your old characters, you all still have access to that character sheet. You should. If you do not, let me know. I transferred all the characters over here. The second thing is, so we're going to finish that, and then we're going to go right into Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which it just follows right after it. The second thing I will say this enough times, when we get into the dungeon, it is a gigantic dungeon. When I start a room or a hallway or anything, you have to stop moving. No more moving tokens at all. Okay, I'm going to let you go, and you're going to explore the dungeon as it goes, but the moment I start something, tokens have got to stop moving. Okay? So that's a key thing when I start a room, a hall, or just something happens in the hallway or a corridor or something. Tokens stop moving. You stop exactly where you're at. If you're 100 feet away from where it's happening because you fell behind or something, so be it. That's exactly what's going to happen with this, since it's such a huge dungeon and there's so many open areas. There's not a lot of, there may not be a lot of doors or something, okay, to block you from going. So that is one thing I'm going to remind everybody on that each time. The other thing is I placed on there, there's a little thing I can put on there that updates when you drop your token. That's the only time you can see what's happening in the room. You have to actually release your token and drop it back on the ground. If you're trying to check another room real quick with your token in your hand, you holding click and trying, it won't work because I put that on there. So the only time the room happens if you drop your token down in the room. So it means that it only updates. So I have that on there too, just because of the size of this dungeon and the way it's set up. Everybody's on. Everybody's leveled, right? Except for Allie. I know Allie's going to be late.
Yep.
Any questions,
Yep.
comments, or concerns of what I talked about? Lingering injuries, like I said, if you happen to get one, you roll on a table and you'll find out when you reawaken from your death slumber, if you survive, obviously, if someone saves you, heals you, or you make it through your death saves, you'll have that lingering injury. And once again, only a greater restoration spell will remove the lingering injuries with it, which I don't know if the druid has that yet. Greater restoration. I don't even know if the druid gets it. They
No,
probably do.
the highest I have is lesser.
So that means you will have to leave. If you want, you would have to leave the dungeon. We'll get into how leaving the dungeon, how that works and everything once we're in the dungeon. It's not easy to leave the dungeon once you guys get into it, especially when you get in lower levels. And I'll tell you right up front, it is magic. Everything is boarded by magic. Everything is warded by magic in these dungeon levels, so you cannot teleport to other levels. You cannot use Dimension Door. You cannot use any of that to get to other levels or to leave the dungeon itself. There's one way out of the dungeon, and it's the same way that you go into the dungeon. So with all that, so just keep in mind when you're on level 15, you got to think about all the levels you got to go back, and you will go back through them because there's a ton of wandering monsters throughout this dungeons. They're there. So, all right, that's just a heads up on this. This is not an easy adventure, guys. This is a tough adventure and a very long adventure. So let's get into it. If everybody's ready, any questions, comments, or concerns before we start this? I'm going to show you. This is the new landing page where we're going to set pretty much all the time. We'll start here. I'm going to have your quests lined out here. Okay, any quests or anything you've got going on. The map is of Skullport, and it's written perfectly. It says Undermountain's Den of Stinking Evil. This is a city in Undermountain that exists in the dungeon. I'm not going to tell you what level it's at. I'm not going to tell you where it's at, but it does exist and people know of it. It's a huge city. It's called Skullport. So that is the map of it. Obviously, the party's up here. You guys can see yourselves, but your quests and that will be right over here, just for a reminder. When we play, this is where you guys are going to see every time we start this adventure. But with that, we're going to start back in Old Faithful, the Troll Scroll Tavern, because it's been a few days. It's been 3 or 4 days, we'll say, basically, from you guys leaving the Vault of Dragons. Remember, if everybody remembers exactly what happened last session, you were leaving without the treasure. Obviously, you met up with the dwarf. You left without the treasure. You convinced the dwarf, the guardian, to give the gold back to the city of Waterdeep, the dragons back to Waterdeep. You were able to convince him. He agreed, and as you were leaving the vault, you came across your arch enemy, basically, that was there, right?
Hmm.
And you guys got into a little bit of a skirmish with him, and he had a few of his drows with him. Being during the combat, um, Lady Silvermane and Jallister appeared, right, with some guards. They were able to intervene, and they were able to escort them out of the vault. Lady Silvermane thanked you guys for doing what you had done. Obviously, they were going to retrieve the dragons and return it back to the city of Waterdeep. But as a reward, she offered to give you the 50,000 dragons for the 6 of you, right? That was your reward from Waterdeep for recovering the 500,000 dragons and not basically taking the dragons for yourself. Anyway, this was about 4 days ago. This happened. You are now all back at the tavern, resting, talking about the past several weeks of what has transpired. You guys were talking about the vault, you know, with it. With that, there was a ceremony a few days ago. All of you had received a commendation award, like a medal, for your loyalty and heroic efforts for the city of Waterdeep. I don't know. Right now, I believe HP wears it proudly around her neck, I would think, because she's the type of character that she is. I don't know how the rest of you would handle a medal from Waterdeep. Besides the 50,000 dragons, you have been constantly barraged by individuals coming to the tavern asking several different things. The paper, the Waterdevian Times, have a huge several articles the last few days about you, your party, Acquisitions Incorporated, and returning the gold back to Waterdeep. Most people find it extremely honorable, loyal, and heroic on the efforts that you have done for the city. Your renown has jumped up 2 points. I believe everybody should be at renown 8 now.
Oops.
With within that, you've had several people come and talk with you the last few days. Today's no exception. As the doors open from the storm outside, you remember this individual walks in, and you remember them being one of the leaders of the Xantharium groups in Waterdeep. His name is Davil Starsong. And he approaches you. You guys are not quite ready to open yet. You're on the verge of opening, ready for the night, for the day to begin. And he comes and approaches you, Norik, and he says, Norik, my good friend, you remember me. I am Davil Starsong. We've had words, especially when we were in the Yawning Portal together. I hate to ask you. I know you have all come into some money from the city. I was wondering if you would perhaps wish to donate 5,000 dragons to keep my branch of the Xantharium afloat in Waterdeep. Recent allocations and legal issues have drained our coffers.
Is the Xantharium, are they the evil ones?
So they're one of the prevalent gangs within Waterdeep. So you have the Xanthariums, and then of course you have the Xanathar gang.
Do I know the Xantharians very well?
You do, actually. You know, actually Davil somewhat pretty well, too. This is a moral issue on your part if you wish to continue to bankroll this gang, this particular branch of the Xanthariums that are in the Waterdeep. This is up to you, a moral issue if you wish to continue to bankroll them. So that's up to you if you want to do this or not.
Well, like
If-
like 5,000. What does that buy
Right.
us?
Well, it helps keep our branches of Xanthariums afloat here in Waterdeep. If not, I am afraid that we would maybe driven out of the city, and giving complete control of the Xanthariums to that hoodlum Manshun. And he's another kind of criminal boss that runs organizations throughout Waterdeep himself. Um, you don't, you didn't really have strong ties to Xanthariums or the Xanathars Guild much at all. You do know what part they took place in the last few months, as far as kidnappings and things like that to try to find these dragons, the vault of dragons. So you do know they do nefarious things throughout the city themselves. They're just another criminal organization, a criminal gang.
Wouldn't be bad to have a criminal organization in my pocket, though.
Okay. Well, he says, do we have a deal, or may I have to go somewhere else for the gold?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, hey, listen, talking in private with them.
Okay.
Like, I'll bankroll you this time, but I expect certain favors in the future.
Of course, of course. You can count on us. Calling on us, we will
Yep.
help you with whatever you need.
Okay. All
All right, so
right. Well, I'll give him
all right,
5 of my.
so remove 5,000 dragons and put Davil, Davil, Star Song as one of your people that you know within the Xantharian organization. As you hand over the sack of gold to him, he's all, we are in your debt, Norik. Your party and this tavern, of course. And he bows and bids you guys good day as he leaves the building himself. We'll say an hour or so passes. Let's go ahead at this time. Go ahead and do your, because your tavern is ready for its 10-day. It's a little bit past its 10-day, but we're going to go ahead and do that right now.
Oh yeah.
So, I need who wants to roll. Gonna do a roll for me here. So let's see. I guess.
Yeah, we just had that huge party a few days ago too.
Yeah, so you got money for that already. So this is gonna be just your straight profit and loss, basically, for the 10 days. Is what you're looking at here. So let me go ahead and get to it really quick here. Let's see here. All right. So first thing, someone roll me a D100. I don't know if Norik, you want to do it as the owner. That's going to give us our tavern events table. The last 10 days, things like that. All right. So with that, get a 16. So over the last 10 days, you've had some trouble with one of your ale vats. It was leaking at first, and eventually it burst. And you've
My
had
room.
to pay. You've had to pay. Let me go and roll a dice here. You've had to pay 20 dragons, or I'm sorry, yeah, 20 dragons to pay for the repair of the vat that burst. And with that, go and roll me your. That's just an additional expense. But roll me another D100 to see what your business was the last 10 days. So even though you had a fair amount of business, it seems with your startup expenses, you've actually lost profits within the time. So I'm going to roll what you've lost here. So you've lost you lost 24 dragons for the last 10 days. So not a huge loss, but nonetheless, you didn't make a profit. You actually lost with probably expenses and just your startup costs and everything. You've lost that amount for the 10 days. So we'll roll this again in 10 days and see how it works.
So 44 gold total I lost.
Yes.
All right, I'll take it off.
Okay. And within a short amount of time, you another individual kind of stumbles in, already drunken, early this morning, and it's Floon Blagmar. You remember him, saving him in the past. He's all,
Yep.
oh, my good friends, how are we doing this lovely morning?
Please don't spit on the counter.
And he's all, I'm sorry.
Floon, you look a little intoxicated.
Oh, well, I've been up, doing my thing. Look, he kind of whoppers over to you, and then he whispers to you, Norik, and you smell heavy amounts of alcohol that almost burn your eyebrows off. He's all, look, is there any way I could borrow 500 dragons from you, Norik?
No.
I have to cover a hefty gambling debt.
Where's Floon from again?
Well, Floon was a good friend of Volothamp, and from Volo. And he was actually, the very beginning, that's who he sent you to go find was Floon, because he had disappeared and he had been missing for a couple days. So remember what happened is they kidnapped Floon thinking he was Renoir. And it ended up Floon, you found Floon first. Or, well, you didn't find Floon. What happened was they recaptured Floon. The Xantharians first kidnapped Floon, had him in a place, then remember, and then, excuse me, the Xanathar gang came, killed the Kinkus were left, remember? They had killed the party. Grabbed Floon thinking he was the person they needed, and anyway, it was a big misunderstanding. Floon wasn't actually...
It was with the brain dog.
Yeah.
It was like the boss.
Yeah, so Floon was,
took over
Floon was
Sharon's body.
mistaken for him, and so... for Renoir, and it wasn't Renoir, and anyway, big misunderstanding, but you had brought him back, and Volo was extremely happy, because this is Volo's friend, Floon. Floon was, even though Floon is kind of an idiot, and he's a drunk, and he's into gambling, and anyway, so he's asking to borrow 500 dragons to cover a hefty gambling debt. It's up to you guys, or you, or whoever, who wants to give him the money.
I just shelled out 5 Gs. I'm not shelling out anymore.
So you're not going to give any more? Okay.
No.
Anybody
No,
else in the tavern wish to help Floon out?
Norik has my cut, so no.
Okay.
Wasn't this guy this guy was a dick to him, wasn't he? I remember something where they were in a carriage and he was like beating a dick. Mort's not gonna help. I vaguely remember.
Very unimportant Floon was to you.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
very,
not a
very-
problem.
Just-
This is just people coming by when they know you got money. People come out of the woodworks, remember? So Floon looks defeated. He bows his head, and he turns to all of you, and he pulls his hat off and tries to bow to you and almost falls. And he goes, I bid you all a good day, and I will hope to see you someday again. And he goes out, and that is it for Floon, as he shuts the door behind him. We'll add another couple of hours here to your time. We'll add like 2 hours. And you guys are kind of getting ready. It's 10 a.m., but you're kind of cleaning up, getting ready for today's. And a very exquisite-looking carriage pulls up in front of the tavern. You see several city guard and watch members come rushing up to the door, open it, and a few of them come in, and they all kind of bow to you or like nod to you, and they kind of just look to make sure the place is secured. They're, kind of spreading out around the tavern floor, and a very well-dressed, like royalty-dressed person, female, comes walking through. Now, the face has a complete mask over the face, so you can't see the face. More guards and watch follow behind and to the side of this person. And the person stops, very regal, looks around the tavern, and all you see are these bright blue eyes through the mask, but that's all you can see of facial from the mask. The hair is covered in like a hood, a very like crushed velvet hood, very elaborate dressed. And you hear the soft voice, but behind the mask say, "Who is the proprietor of this tavern?" Or as she looks around at all of you, "You are the group that were basically the heroes of Waterdeep everybody is hearing about." And the guards all look at you and go, "Oh, none of you..."
I'll give a little bow.
And she looks to all of you, and then she notices you, Norik, and she knows from your description. "And you must be Norik, the proprietor of this establishment and leader of this the Acquisitions Incorporated. My name is Jeline Umbrusk." And you don't know if that's a real name or some pseudonym or some fake name she has given you. But the mask, everybody knows by wearing the mask, you're speaking to one of the masked lords of Waterdeep. They rarely make an appearance. That's why there's a speaker for all of them, which is Lady Silver. And but this is very unusual to all of you to see one of these masked lords in your presence. I have very important question to ask you all. I'm in trouble. I'm afraid to say that I am in debt to Manchun. And if there was any way possible, I could request an interest-free loan of 10,000 dragons, which I vow to repay within a year. In exchange, I promise to use my considerable influence with the Lords of Waterdeep to help you in the future.
We don't have this kind of money. Like, why do people keep thinking we have this money?
But
I don't know, sir. Maybe having one of the lords of Waterdeep, lady of Waterdeep, owing us a favor would be most beneficial.
But hold on, Mort's been over here like looking at his like treasure, his dwarven bases. He's like polishing that like the metal he got, trying to wonder how much he can hawk it for. He's gonna get up now. So this lady's wearing a mask. You said she's a masked lord. Yeah, he's he's gonna walk up to her. He's like, "How do we know you're really a masked lord? You could put on a mask and
And
people think you're anything."
as soon as you approach her, 2 swords go to your throat to keep you from getting closer. I swear to you on my father's grave that I am, who I say I am.
Boss, I think it's a good idea that to have a lord indebted to us.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mort will hawk some up. He'll cough up some. Someone else wants to throw something into this.
All right, so each of you have like 6,000 some odd dragons, right? I know Norik had
Right.
13 because he had, or some crazy
That-
amount, between
We had
50,000.
Yeah, I have 11,000 now.
Yeah, we got 85.
Yeah, 85 each from
But I also want to buy fucking like a
Or
weapon or
sorry,
something.
yeah, I
me
do.
too.
I got 83.
That's I'm not giving some random fuck my shit when I can use it better.
What?
What the fuck do these people expect? They're walking into our fucking tavern, all right, asking for shit. The fuck
Just
out.
Are
like
you saying
just
this?
sitting on
Are you saying this out of character or in
No,
character?
yeah, out of character.
Okay.
Did somebody do this to you, Brendan? You lend someone money and they just got so mad.
Sounds like from
Get it,
experience.
Yeah,
If,
yeah.
if I became a millionaire today, the people in my life would ask for like maybe a Taco Bell trip here and there. They wouldn't ask for much. Like this is crazy.
Bring her to Taco Bell, bug bug.
Yeah.
So let me. All right.
Hey,
So nobody
Hey,
is.
you
So
want to get a lord indebted to us?
Mhm.
Would you like to get one of the masked lords indebted to us?
Yeah, Mort. He's got a mask on, so maybe I don't know. He's like she's one of mine. He'll. This lady does seem important, so she needs. He doesn't even have to. He'll give her 5. That's all he's
Okay.
got. Someone else wants to. He'll like. We've still got all this treasure. We don't know how much is this stuff's worth. We gotta hop or sell this. But he's like kind of doing the numbers. He's gonna get like a bag I'm sorry, a coin pouch, and he'll give it to the monkey, and the monkey will like bring it over to the guards because he doesn't want to get near the guards.
okay.
But it's only 5.
Okay.
I'll only
So-
give you half.
5. Is anybody else? Can anybody else just spare enough?
I could spare 4,000 if someone could spare the other 1,000.
No way.
All right.
No way.
I'll give it one more 1,000.
Okay.
No, I'm done.
All right. Mark all that off your sheets. Are you now? And she thanks you. Ah, you guys are wonderful. You earned my blessing. And remember, I will make good on my obligation. I promise you I will pay you back, and I will grant you the special favor of my considerable influence that I do have. I will make good on it. And as you're doing that, the scribe that's by her is scribing out this thing on this scroll and then hands it to you, Norik, about you've given 10,000 dragons to the masked lord Jelaine Umbrusk, and that she will make good on her within a year. She will repay you and also grant you a special favor, which all of you know, being in Waterdeep for so long, when a lord or a lady offers you a special favor, it means a mark of prestige, which is huge. Okay?
What is that?
And, well, you'll see when you get the mark of prestige in a year. So, but that is giant for you guys. So just keep that in mind. That is part of your payment for it. And with that, the scribe gives you the scroll. She kowtows to all of you, wishes you a blessed day, and walks briskly out with her guards.
I'll bow back.
And the guards retreat, and all of them head back into the carriage or whatever, wherever they came, and the carriage is gone within moments. With that, we're going to add some more time here. We'll add probably like a half hour time to speed us along here. And with that, you get a wrapping at one of your windows. And you see it's a wet paper bird kind of tapping at the window, one of your front windows there.
Mort will make the monkey open the window.
Yeah, all right. So the bird flies in half all wet and floppy and everything as it's trying to fly in, and falls at the feet of Norik. Wet. There's like a small puddle of wet from the rain that the bird left. Norik, so you've got this wet paper bird at your feet.
All right, I'll read it.
You pick it up, you unfold the wet thing, but inside the lettering is still perfect. It's scrolled out and it says, "Under Mountain Beckons. See you at the Yawning Portal." And no signature of who it's from.
I'm going to show everyone, be like, what is happening today? Nark's a little bummed out after doing the books and being like, we're not even turning a fucking profit.
Yeah, so maybe your riches are down below in Undermountain.
I'm not going anywhere near that place. Looking down the well was enough for me. No, thank you.
And Mort doesn't even think it's real. That's a myth. Like saying the Earth is round. Nonsense. Nonsense. He's gonna keep polishing his dwarven urn.
I'm going to tell Mort, I'm pretty sure it's not a myth, Mort.
Who's the wizard here, North? Me or you?
Nark's just going to shake his head and go back to his books.
All right,
Believe
so you've gotten the note to say, "See you at the Yawning Portal." The Undermountain beckons. It's 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I want to do some shopping. Anyone want to do some shopping?
Yeah. Yes. We'll sell the treasure.
I want a fucking sweet ass bow. I want some, I gotta get some better armor because my armor broke.
All right, so let's talk
I know
about
it
this
doesn't matter
before.
much.
What's that?
I know it doesn't matter much since I'm switching characters, but I wanted Elena to have the keen mind feat as her like 4th level sorcerer thing.
Okay.
So she never forgets.
She also
So
still
she-
has. You are still attuned to the Stone of Galore too. Don't forget.
Yes, I'm more. I stink.
Okay.
Just
So,
gotten used to it.
With
I
that,
stink like a homeless
so
person.
all right. So who you want to procure some magical weapons, right? Magical items.
Yeah, if I could, or
So-
like armor.
Can I ask North
Let's
a
talk.
question before we-
Okay. Let me just establish how rare of magical items and how expensive magical items are you looking to find? Because that will take time. So if
I'm
you
looking
want-
for like a bow, like a +1 bow maybe, and like studded leather armor +1 if I can. If there's any like good quality stuff out there, I don't need anything like crazy.
Okay.
Maybe a couple healing potions. I want some more arrows.
All right, so you can, definitely go shopping, if that's what you guys
Go
want to
with
do.
you,
What is
Mark?
your question? What do you want a question of, Norik?
I was
I'm
going
sorry,
to.
Mort?
Yeah. I'm going. When I took a long rest, I was going to switch my cantrip to the cantrip Mend instead of True Strike because apparently I could do that.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask Nork, what's his current armor? Because Nork could fix the armor you have. I don't know if it's good or not. Does it suck?
What suck?
Does your armor got broken? Is it any good? Or you just not any good? Because Nork can fix it if you don't want it.
You can fix it. It's studded leather -1 right now. That's what I have.
So you want something better, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, I want studded leather, or just like a normal pair of studded leather, or studded leather +1.
Gotcha. Again, yeah. But in the future, if anyone's weapons break,
Well, if
we'll
he
be able
fixes
to.
the armor, it will have that. The -1 will go away because it's only -1 because of it was damaged.
He'll fix it anyways. He'll just walk up to Nork and like fix it, so you could just sell it if you want. Maybe it's worth a little more if it's not in disrepair.
Can you fix it? Like
Yes,
back
he's got
to
mint. Yeah, he's got
back
mint.
to normal level? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could patch this up, that'd be cool.
No, you all can blame Allison because she told me not to take Mend way like a year ago. She's like, "You'll never need that,"
Sure, just
and so far,
throw her under the bus when she's not here.
yeah, I am. Well, I did it in front of her. She like I've had like HP's like HP's base broke. Someone else like we just had all this stuff happen. Oh, I'm gonna fix that statue HP broke too. The little 9-inch gold dwarf statue. The eyes fell out. Gotta stick them back in and whoop, magic. All right.
All right, so you guys want to go? Everybody wants to go shopping, or just a few of you? Because I think
I want to go. I want to go.
Changing your
Okay.
I guess I'll go shopping.
Yeah, Mort needs to go to the jeweler and Magic Man and the tent, and then maybe he feels like up to it, the bookseller. He's in a good enough mood.
Okay. All right, so you guys head back out to the market square, hoping to find some things to purchase is what you're hoping to find. So you guys make it there. As you enter the market square, they're very busy, even though it's raining. But a lot of people notice you and are like cheering you, and some people, trying to get your autographs and things like that because you've become very popular. I mean, you are very high on renown right now. So, yeah. So, where's the first place you want to go?
Is it weird that I want to go with them just to find someone to pawn the Stone of Galore off to?
You want to get rid of it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I stink. It's not good as a tavern owner to stink.
Do you want to unattune it on the dry? So it takes about a half hour to unattune it?
Yeah.
All right. We'll say you unattune the Stone of Galore. Okay. You guys make it to, like I said, you make it to the square. A lot of people notice who you are. A lot of them are, cheers and hurrahs and hellos and bows. Some people are running up asking for autographs, autographing newspapers and things like that. So where's the first shop you want to go to?
Like weapon stores,
All right.
high-end weapon
All
store or
right.
something.
So you mosey on over to Shazar's weapons. Hello, what can I do for you today?
I'm gonna tell him I'm looking for a very nice longbow. I'm gonna show him mine and tell him I want something.
Oh,
well, yeah.
I do happen to have a longbow, a magical one. It's nothing too fancy or anything like that. I picked it up a while ago when I was down in Kalimashire, but yeah. And he pulls out a very very nicely made longbow, probably one of the nicest you've seen or have. It's not much. It's not super magical or anything like that. It's just a +1 to attacks and damage. 350 gold dragons for the cost. That is way below value, I tell you.
And what does it do?
It's just a +1 to your attack and your damage.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll buy it.
All right, 350 dragons. He's asking for it. Is that what you want to do?
Yep.
All right. What else are you wanting? Anything else? Armor or weapon wise?
Arrows.
He's got plenty of arrows.
I want to restock my normal arrows up to 40.
Okay. And that'll be 2 gold, 2 dragons. Anybody else?
I'm gonna see.
Interested?
Do you have any magical arrows?
I do not. I am terribly sorry. I have no magical arrows, just the standard arrows here. Excuse me. Anybody else wanting to shop there at the weapons?
Weapon shop. Can I see if they have anything that would be better than what I currently have?
What are you looking for?
Something better than what I currently have, which is a flail with +7 attack, 1d8 +4 bludgeon.
Doesn't have a flail. He has a mace though.
Nah.
And let's see. Who has anything else here? This is a sickle,
Oh,
quarterstaff. Long sword. And a couple daggers, a short sword. And what's that?
I put something in the chat. Didn't mean to do that.
Oh. I don't think I have anything quite like a flail that you are looking for. I have a vicious greatsword. This large sword here.
I don't think I'm adept in long swords. Am
No,
I?
greatsword.
You are.
Vicious greatsword. Greatsword, not a long sword. This vicious greatsword
You're a
here
barbarian,
is
sweetie. You are.
2,500 dragons for this vicious greatsword.
Mort's gonna cut the cough like he's like the brains, like Bob Bog Bog. Like Bog Bog, you might want to take that great sword.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, 2,500. Add yourself
What?
a vicious greatsword. Remove yourself. What are you sneaking for, buddy?
Me?
Why are you shooting?
What?
I don't know. I'm talking to Kevin. He's screwing off.
Oh, I'm just I was just
Don't forget to put longbow +1, and that way you have a +1 to your attack and to your damage.
Yep, I just did it.
All right. On the
So I need-
what?
I need to add a weapon, right? I
So
I
you
can talk.
So vicious long sword or great sword is in the compendium. You should be able to
Okay.
add it right from the compendium into your.
So just like look up vicious greatsword
Yep.
under the name of weapons. Yep, there it is.
And you can pull it over to your thing. It should fill it up. The neat thing about the vicious greatsword is it does 2d6. It's heavy, two-handed. The neat thing is when you do a crit, roll a 20. The target takes an additional 2d6 slashing damage on top of the 2d6 slashing damage. So.
Okay.
Mort, if no one else, could Mort ask this guy a question? He wants to know if does he perchance sell bullets here? I know it's pretty random.
Bullets? Like for a sling?
No, Mort's gonna lift up, like, pull back his coat and show that poison gun he found from that drow.
Oh, yes. No, I am not a gunsmith. I am sorry. There is a gunsmith further down. You could check with him, but I am neither of that.
Maybe. Thank you.
Sure thing. What else you guys? Anybody else want to buy any weapons? Or here?
I had a question. So with the greatsword, currently it's saying +7 and then just a flat 4 for the damage type. I don't think that's right, but I don't know how to fix it.
In your character sheet? Let me look at it.
Yeah. If it's gonna take a second, I'll just talk with Joseph later, and he'll be able to help me out. I don't want to slow things down.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe Joseph.
And I'll talk to Allison, and she'll help me, then I'll help her.
All right, cool.
That's how that works.
Repair telephone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look at it. If you guys can't get it, I'll be happy to look at it with that. Anything else from this armor, this weaponsmith?
Does he have any like specialized arrows?
I don't. I just have regular standard arrows. I am terribly sorry.
Okay, fair enough.
Anything else before you guys move on?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Where are you going next?
I guess, well, maybe the jeweler?
All right.
Definitely need some armor. I want to check out and see if there's better armor. but-
Armor.
What are you doing? What do you want to do at the jeweler as the pudgy man himself is there, bald, very well
Is he
dressed?
was he a dwarf or a gnome? Like
He was a
half?
dwarf. I believe he was a dwarf. The last
Okay.
time we enchanted
Well,
with him.
Mort's gonna go up. This guy always treated Mort pretty well, so he's gonna go up and greet him. Like, oh, my friend, how are you?
Ford,
Nice weather.
good to see you again. I suppose nice
Yes.
weather, sure. Been raining for
He's
weeks
like,
now.
yes,
Miserable water deep
Well-
fall weather.
yes. Well, I've got some more unusual items you might like. And Mort's gonna take out. I can just put it all in the chat if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
'Cause it might be the. And remember thinking that he got this stuff out of the place. I also have scraps from a Nimblewright that might be a precious metal. I don't know if he'd be interested. I didn't really.
The silver and copper, all the copper and silver is worth coins, so he will buy it.
Okay.
10 gold rings.
It was in one of the urns.
Oh.
I don't
my
know if
God,
he'll
I
take
forgot
the
about all
urn.
that. I forgot you got all that shit.
Yep.
All right,
He's
so
real excited. Yeah.
each of the gems are worth. So the blue quartz gemstones are only worth 10 gold, 10 dragons each. With that,
Okay.
the gold rings are each worth 50. The 5 gems are each worth 25. The amethyst eyes each are worth 50. The copper dwarven urns are each worth 100. And the copper pieces, the Nimblewright pieces that you've given him, totals 200 dragon.
I think I fumbled all that. So I got. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Scrambling to buy a
goodness.
pen.
Oh
Oh
my
man.
goodness. All right, so
Ugh.
the blue quartz gems were 10 each. The 5 gems, I believe, were. Well, I know that gold rings are worth 50 apiece. All the silver, copper that you got from the Nimblewright was 250 gold dragons. The 2 amethysts were 50 each. The dwarven urns was a total of 500, I believe. 100 apiece. And then the 5 gems were 25 each.
25 each. Okay, so the gold rings were 50 each. Is that true? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. That's like. I'm getting my calculator. I'm not in the mood to do math. I've been doing math all day.
Well, wouldn't that be like
But
500?
that's really 500. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking that. And
Oh,
then there's
okay.
33.
At 10,
Believe it.
10 gold at each.
You know. So that's 330.
Yeah.
Let me add all this up as well.
Yeah.
Mort's like counting on his fingers and toes. He's got the monkey. He's counting the monkey's hands.
Okay.
Jeopardy songs playing.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, he'll do this deal, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's 1705.
Okay.
1705
Sure.
for the whole
All right.
ball of wax.
Yeah.
All right. That was worth it.
Okay.
Pleasure doing business.
Is that it? Nobody else has any other
That's it.
gems or anything to sell?
I don't have anything to sell, but I would like to see if he could repair the clasp on the fireball necklace.
The clasp? Yes, he could repair it. It'll take about a day to repair it. But yes, he can repair that. So come back tomorrow around 10:30, 11, and he should have the necklace repaired for you. Okay?
Okay. How much would it be to repair?
Yeah, it's free of charge for you, the party, or heroes of Waterdeep, or loyalties of Waterdeep. However, the paper has pronounced you 6. It's free of charge.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
What about anybody else need to sell jewels or buy jewels or anything from this gentleman?
Oh, probably about 300 gold worth of diamonds.
Okay. All right, so he hands you over 300 gold worth of diamonds. They're not flawless. They're cloudy, most of them. They're not great quality, but of course you're going to need them just for spellcasting. So remove 300 dragon from your inventory and add in your 300 diamonds worth of 300 dragons. Anything else?
Okay. Nope.
Uh, nah, I was gonna say Joseph to pick up a gilded acorn if he's got one for Allie, but you don't know of her yet,
Oh,
so you don't know of her
he's actually
character.
about to hop on.
You don't know
He
anything
hopped
about her
on.
character, nor does anything, so I should have
Yeah.
shut my mouth on
Okay.
that one. So never mind.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, that's it for the jeweler then. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All
Sorry.
right. Where are you moving on to now? Armor smith. Is that where you guys are
I
heading
mean,
next? Or someone who sells potions?
Mort needs to see the Magic Man, but they can go do their stuff if they want first.
Magic man.
The guy in the tent that sells the magic items.
Oh, well, everybody sells some kind of items here.
Oh.
I know who you're hoping to find. Okay, I know the tent that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like
Mort.
real small, and then when you went
Yeah.
inside, it was giant. Yes. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Harry Potter.
All right. Does anybody else want to go anywhere else before he seeks out this magic tent?
Like to go to the magic place.
Before we go to the tent, can Mort talk to Elena real fast?
We should ask Sally.
To who? Elena?
Yeah, he was going to talk to her.
Okay.
Allie. Saniana. She just got into the chat.
Good.
Hello.
Saniana, we were just
But,
finishing up Dragon Heist here. We finished that up. You guys want to tell her about it? What transpired, which is basically people coming to ask for money and loans.
Came out of the woodwork.
Basically, yeah. So that's really all you've missed. We've kind of covered some of our new house rules, which I did put in Discord. I'm sure you read it. We covered that. The biggest thing that I didn't talk about very much in Discord was lingering injuries and or lasting injuries. And what'll happen is this was a Rogue Watson house rule that I decided to try out for us because I liked it. And so what happens is if your character, starting at level 2, if your PC sustains a lasting injury when their health drops to 0 or lower, and the player character must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. And the result, if you fail that result, then you get a lasting injury, which then will roll on a table of what kind of lasting injury it is. The only way to remove the injury, they have it healed via greater restoration or better healing spell or service from a priest of some sort. So that's basically what it is. We can talk about using a medicine check with a healer's kit. You've got to roll high enough on the medicine kit to see if you can actually heal the lasting injury that way. So that's basically the biggest thing is a lasting injury there with that we're going to use that as a house rule. The other house rules I posted in Discord. I think the other thing is that basically what you've missed, we've ended up being 3 or 4 days after you guys left the vault. You were in your tavern. That's when a bunch of people came and borrowed and asked for money. You have several people that you've borrowed money to. Mostly Norik has lent money. I think Mort had given quite a bit of money to a masked lord of Waterdeep had come to ask for a loan. It was 10,000 dragons, which you guys had given to the masked lord. She, in turn, will repay the loan in 1 year. along with giving a favor. The favor is very important because it's a very important favor from a high official such as herself. You guys will gain that too with that. You also gave money to a Xantharian to keep their branch of the Xantharian open in Waterdeep. So now you're bankrolling one of the criminal syndicates within Waterdeep. That was Norik's choice. He did that. Floon had come looking for a $500 loan, and everybody just kind of kicked him in his ass and pushed him out the door. So he did not get a loan for that. And that's really about it. That's what we've missed. Oh, and the most important thing is you guys received a paper bird that the paper bird read something very important. It was just one sentence. And that sentence says, "Under mountain beckons. See you at the yawning portal." So that was where we went. Now that everybody decided they want to go shopping. So that's where we're at now.
Okie dokie.
So is everybody good? Is that what they want? Are you heading over to this other magic shop, this tent?
Yeah.
Called the
Before
Mysticisms of Merlin.
Yeah, before we went in, Mort's like going to take Elena aside and talk to her a minute.
Okay. So
he's just going to tell her, like, look, I'm getting to be a more powerful wizard. Maybe you could give the stone to me. I'd like to study it. I'm not going to attune to it anytime soon. I'm just like to have it in my possession. You don't know, it could fall into the wrong hands. The party might need it. You just put it in the bag of holding. It's like another dimension. It might not be able to do anything weird to me if it's there.
Okay. I give him the stone.
Right.
I don't care.
All right. You now have the stone in your possession. Telepathy begins again of the stone.
Is this an issue?
Trying to coax you into attuning him.
Did you have something you wanted to do with it?
I wanted to pawn it off on some poor sap, but this works better.
You're the poor sap, Mort.
I'm just thinking, like, if they need it or something later on. I'm not trying to, like...
I think Elena was just trying to get rid of it. I think that's all she was
trying
to do.
I don't care, yeah.
Probably either.
All right.
Just like she said, I think she was just going to try to get rid of it. Because I asked her earlier, I remember that she had it. She said she's going to get rid of it. Right, Elena? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you had plans for it.
So now you put that in your possession. You put it into the bag of holding, and immediately the telepathy stops that have been trying to send to you. All right. As you head into your tent, the Mysticisms of Merlin, you enter this small little bluish gold tent and enter a very large interior space of the tent. Your gentleman that is there the last time is there again.
Yes, this guy was always really nice to Mort, so he's going to greet him like, hello, friend, hello, how are you?
It is good to see you again, yes. I've not seen you for quite some time now. You have made something of yourself. Who's all there?
Oh,
Is everybody with you, Mort, or where's the rest of the party members?
I just thought they'd all
with
come
Mort,
in.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, you're all in
the
there.
whole gang.
So what can I do for you this lovely, dreary
Is this-
eveningish, morningish time?
He's just like, you wouldn't happen to have the Wand of Okris just lying around here, or a dragon staff, something like that? Hmm?
No, I have nothing of the sort. Although, come to think of
Oh.
it, if you would have that in your possession, I would pay quite handsomely for something of that sort.
Oh.
I do have your standard healing potions. I even have a few greater healing potions in stock.
Well, Mort's gonna ask this guy. He's gonna kind of tell him the story about what's been going on with him and the vault, and he's gonna describe the the bridges as like the main antagonist. It's like, then we had to jump over the bridges again and again. And he's gonna ask the guy if he could buy some, if he could get him some winged boots at some point. He could order some or buy them.
Well, it will be something pretty difficult, I think, to procure. Not impossible. I think boots of levitation are probably what you are looking for, or actual winged boots.
Well, what is his options here? How much is the? He wanted winged boots particularly.
Well,
But
the winged boots I could probably find. They will take quite a bit of time to find and quite a bit of gold, but yes, this is a very wondrous item, so it will be quite expensive.
the winged boots?
They're a
I thought
wondrous
they were
item. No, they're a
kidding.
wondrous item.
Thought they were uncommon. Wouldn't even looked at them. Uh,
However, the boots of
yeah.
levitation are also a wondrous item. They're quite rare. The wing boots, well, I guess I could probably find you a decent pair somewhere for not as much as, say, the boots of levitation. But it'll still take time.
Yeah, they'd be. Mort's gonna ask, like, rub his hands together. He's like, "How much are these gonna run me here?"
The boots of levitation, probably, I would think the going rate now, maybe 200, 250 dragons. Take me a week or so to procure such an item, maybe.
What about the winged boots?
That is the wing boots. On the levitation boots,
Oh,
quite more
I thought you said.
expensive, run around 500 dragons and take me much longer time to procure.
What? Why are the flying boots more expensive or less expensive than the levitation? Strange.
Because the levitation
Well, yeah.
boots are a rare item and the ring boots are uncommon.
Okay. Well, yeah. Mort wants those winged boots. He'll cough up the money. Does he pay him now or pay him upon delivery?
On delivery is fine.
Okay. He's shaking the guy's hand. He's in business. He's happy. And he said he had some healing potion.
Yes, of course. I have, one greater potion of healing, and I have one potion of healing. Sorry, that's all I have at the moment.
Mort will buy him for the party. How much are these gonna
So
run
the
him?
regular potion of healing is 50 dragons. The potion of greater healing is 100 dragons.
Deal. So I'll subtract 100.
Anything else?
Not for me.
A
Thank
ring
you.
of
Thank
spell
you.
storing,
Yeah.
perhaps. The eyes of the eagle.
You have a ring of wait. He has. You have a ring of spell storing.
I do.
Do you? Well, how
Yes.
much is that?
4,000
excited
dragons.
about this. Oh, he's just pacing around.
I have also.
How many spells can it store? Sorry?
What did you ask?
I asked how many spells can it store?
Well, depends on the quality of the ring itself, but typically. Hold on a second here. The ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells at a time.
Okay, so the 3 and take 3. Okay. Yeah, more. Well, if you got that. Well, did you say? Did he? Sorry. Did you have something else? Did he say he had something else before Mort?
Oh, I have
Thanks.
Eyes of the Eagle. And yes.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what an Eyes of the Eagle are?
Well, Mort doesn't never heard of those.
What kind of wizard are you?
Ah,
I will tell you. It is, these crystal lenses fit over your eyes. While wearing them, you have advantage on perception checks that rely on sight. In conditions of clear visibility, you can make out details of extremely distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across.
Mort will take the spell storing ring, and he'll be back for the wing boots in a week's time.
4,000 dragons on the spell storing ring? Okay.
I guess. I don't know how much
That's
these
pretty
things
pricey.
cost.
Well,
Is
it's
it?
it's rather it's a little bit inflated, but we are talking about Waterdeep. You
Well,
pro-
I mean, he's
you can
famous Mort though. He's a hero.
you can find them for a little cheaper at other places, but that's what he's got.
Oh, you're giving me buyer's remorse. He's not.
Typically,
He's
you can find them usually for about 2,800. It seems like his is almost doubled.
uh, yeah. You shouldn't have done this.
All
You
right,
don't know me in real life. I'm gonna take it.
all
You know
right.
what?
There
Yeah.
you go. Anything else for anybody else before you leave here?
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
I would like to see. So Bogmog's never had to negotiate, so he's gonna walk up and try to look really cool, but you know he's not gonna look cool. And he's gonna come up and try to make a nice little pose, be like and he's gonna ask if they have if he or any of his contacts could get the bracers of defense.
Braces of defense. Yes, I could probably seek those out for you. They will take some time.
What's the price on that?
Hold on, I will tell you.
Hmm.
Oh, well, they were looking probably around 2,500 dragons or
Done.
so for something like that. It will take some time to find.
Done.
You wish to for me to procure that for you?
Yes.
Okay. So we are procuring a bracers of defense, and we are procuring. What was the other thing we were procuring?
Winged boots.
Winged boots. That is correct. You are correct. So, as he's making small talk, as he's writing this stuff down, are you guys preparing yourselves? Are you planning to head down into Undermountain to do more hunting of magical items?
Mort just like jumps forward. He's like, "There's magic items down there."
Well, of course.
Oh,
Why wouldn't there be? It's full of them, I'm sure.
are there genies down there?
You mean Dinge? Maybe there are
Yeah,
Dinges down there.
they grant wishes. Yes.
Anything else I could do for you?
No, Mort's done. He's gonna nod at the guy and leave.
Anybody else want to go shopping anywhere? Have you guys finished off your shopping?
I'm good.
Yeah, I want to go to an armor or something to see if I can get stud leather +1 or something.
All right. So you guys leave. You go to the nearest armor. There are no one magical armor the armorer has. He could probably make it for you. It would take some time and some gold to do such a thing, but probably looking
How much
about
for a
well,
+2 step?
for a +2 set. You're probably looking at
Yeah, how
about
much would
close.
that cost?
Yeah, you're putting close to about 3,000 dragons for it.
Oof. God, how long will it take
Are you a +1 or a +2?
for a +2?
Oh, it could take him several weeks to create that.
Okay. Yeah, never mind.
Okay. Anything else from anybody?
Mort was gonna run to the bookstore if there's
Yeah.
time. But
Is there a bag of holding anywhere I can purchase?
Nobody's got like the place you're just at. The armor or the weapon and the armor do not have any bags.
Okay.
All right, so you go to
That
the
magic guy could have made one for you.
bookstore, and what are you wanting to do at the bookstore? At the Moldy Tome.
he didn't even want any spells. He just wanted to get like books, like information about the Underdark, maybe a bestiary. I don't know. I think Volo wrote like he just wants to get like smarter. Like he's just trying to find like knowledge. It isn't
All right.
even nothing to do. It's mainly role playing,
A female
honestly.
half
Yeah.
elf comes in. You're looking for some kind of tomes or books to study from? I have plenty of Volo's works here. Particular work are you looking for from Volo? I hear he's wanting to write a new book all about the
Yeah.
Undermountain. That's the newest rumor.
That's what he says. He's like, I want books on undead, on cave monsters, on Jinn, just everything, just
Okay.
everything. He's just blabbering.
All right, so she
Just
hands you a book on Jinn, on cave monsters. I don't know specifically what
yes,
cave monsters, but there's a book on Jinn. There's cave monsters. What else are you looking for? Some of Volo's works, or you have?
no, well, I thought he had a monster manual. I
Yeah,
guess
he
I was
does.
wrong.
Yeah, he does.
Yes, that. And more,
Ah,
he's gonna ask her. He's like, I'm looking for a children's book as well. It's supposed to teach you to read. It's a Elvish book. It's called If You Give a Gnome a Cookie.
she laughs
Silly
a
name.
bit, but says, "Unfortunately, I do not have that book, but I know someone who does. Down in Trollskull
Oh,
Alley, there's a bookstore there.
oh, don't tell me that.
Who
Oh,
has a book there, a half a dragonborn, I believe there. I can't quite
Rishol,
remember.
I know.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
That's why I
She
came
has
here
the book.
because I didn't know where to go there.
But I
Ugh.
tell you what, if are you friends with Volo?
Yeah, yes, yes.
If
I
you are
think
able
so.
to find information out of his new book he is writing about Undermountain, I'll give you a discount the next time you are here.
Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. He's always blathering on at our tapping.
Do you have any other children's books? Any language will do, actually.
I have the Trolls ABC and 123.
How much does that cost?
I will give it to you for just a few copper pieces, actually. If you're really
Yeah,
wanting it.
I'm a buy up children's books.
Okay. So he buys
Mort's like
those.
against this. He's like, the only book you need to read is If You Give a Gnome a Cookie. These are the books of propaganda by dwarfs. Ugh, like, not happy
the
about
books that
this.
you have gotten from her is going to cost you 25 dragon.
It's a good bargain. Okay, he's just
Don't forget to ask about Volo and his new book he is writing about the Undermountain.
okay.
Quite
Like,
interested.
I won't.
Quite interested indeed.
I won't.
All right, so you have finished up there. What are your plans here, guys? Are you guys done shopping for the time?
I'm excited to learn how to read without the helm.
There you go.
So the helm can become a display piece.
Mort's gonna. He wants to go to that alley. He's gonna get that book.
You
They
could
don't
give
have
me
to
the
come
money
with
and
him.
I'd buy it for you.
It's like,
She doesn't
no,
know me.
it's best if you let me deal with her.
Okay.
All right, so the rest of you make it back to the tavern, I take it, and Mort is going to go to the bookstore, Rashala's. As you approach the front door, there's a sign that says "out," and the door is locked.
Mort's gonna press his face against it.
Yeah,
Gonna debate whether or not he should just break
no
in.
candles or anything are lit inside there. Doesn't look like any of the bookstore is closed at the moment.
He's gonna bang on the door and like shake the handle.
Yeah, it's
Ugh,
locked. Making quite a
all right.
commotion, one of the city watch members walks by and eyes you. And he goes, Mort, I have expected much higher from you. And he walks on.
Dejected, Mort's gonna return to the
Okay.
tavern.
Everybody's back at the tavern. Let's go ahead and add several hours to this. All right. You've gone shopping. You've spent money. You've given money. What are you guys up to doing here?
So I guess we can go to the yawning portal.
Is that what you guys all...
Are there any improvements left? Like the bar's pretty much operational.
There is
Right?
a
We don't need to
lot
put.
of improvements to make. Yes, if you wish. There are
So what kind of
upgrades.
improvements can I make to help my profitability here?
Well, there are many upgrades that you can do. I'm gonna go ahead and list them for you. I'll tell you what the upgrades are real quick. They all take obviously time and gold to purchase.
Downpour.
You say you're poor?
No, I said random downpour.
Oh, at your house there?
Yeah.
Elena is poor.
We're about to get hit again with another snowstorm here, so we're gonna get 12 to 13 inches.
Well, have
That's
fun
always
with that.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's coming tomorrow night. All right, so you can buy upgrades, okay? So you can get a beer engine, which gives you a downtime activity of a beer festival. A beer garden, which gives you barbecue season. A brewery, which gives you you can brew beer. A cellar, which you have. Coach house, dance floor, distillery, a feasting hall, guest bedrooms, a larder, lavatories, an office, a saloon bar, a snug, a stable, a stage. Those are your upgrades that you can do.
Ooh, so how much is a brewery?
So the brewery is 650 dragon to start building it.
Okay, and then how much for a distillery and a brewery?
The distillery is another 650.
I want them both.
All right, so you're gonna have to talk to Tally about starting work on the brewery and the distillery.
Yep. Can I send a paper bird to Tally?
Sure.
And then I'm gonna leave the money at the bar with the ghost
Yeah.
for Tally to come pick
All
up.
right, so that's
Out
gonna
of curiosity,
be
how much is the barbecue thing?
the beer garden?
The
500.
barbecue.
Well, it allows you to barbecue out in the beer garden, so that's 500 to have the beer
Oh.
garden. So
I have an expertise in herbs, so a brewery and a distillery, I could make special meads. I could make
Yeah,
special stuff.
so 500 more for a beer garden,
Yes.
and then how much for the barbecue too?
Well, that all comes with it once you've
All
got the
right,
beer
so it's
garden built.
1,800 total is what I'm going to spend. I want the beer garden too. We'll put
So,
on there.
what the barbecue season does during the spring and summertime months are perfect for outside outdoor cooking. A spit roast, perhaps, or sausage char grilled over coals. Each day that you spend on this activity grants a +2 bonus to your next roll on the business results table. Due to the risk of fire, however, double any loss that you incur unless you all have also paid for insurance. So that's only during the spring and summer. We're in fall right now, so you're not in barbecue season. Okay.
All right, so I'll hold off on the beer garden
All right. So you're gonna do the distillery
and the brewery,
and the brewery, which is 1,200, 1,300, 1,300 dragons.
and then get how much for guest rooms too to make this like an inn.
The guest rooms will be another 650. Or if you want, you can make them a little fancier. They cost 800.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. So this will take quite some time because he's got to do some additions. That includes the guest bedrooms. I'll have to add an addition. The brewery and the distillery will take place down in the cellar. They'll be built.
Okay.
Yes, my room.
Yep. And then, of course, the add-on of the guest bedrooms will be added on to because your guys' living quarters are on the floors above, so they'll be added to it. So, like I said, it will take some time.
That's all right. It's an investment, and I
Okay.
spend some money there. At least
So
the bar will get better and better.
Let me note this what we're doing. So, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. All right.
Axe.
What?
Oh, nothing. I'm sorry. It just said axe. Looking at the name. On the
We
don't
haven't
worry about
gotten
it.
to actually in the
In
madness.
in
Yeah.
good
Axe.
time, you guys. In good time, you guys will see what that's about.
Oh my god.
Along with the other name down there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, so the brewery's 650, and the distillery is an additional 650. But allows you now to distill and brew, which means you don't have to buy from the distillery anymore. You will need to buy the ingredients, but you don't have to actually buy the beer and the distillery once you start brewing.
Gives us a chance to partner with like a farm that grows the barley and stuff for it.
With my herbalism expertise, I could also make some specialty liquors. Yay.
Okay. 650, and we're doing the guest rooms too. So now, not only are you a tavern, you're going to be an inn. So guest rooms. And the guest rooms were another 650. Okay. All right. So you send off the paper bird to tally with that, and all right. So you send off the paper bird. What are your other guys? What are you guys doing? Heading off to Yawning Portal now. Not all of you are going though. I don't think. Some of you are staying, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone's got to watch over the tavern while they do
So
whatever the hell.
I believe that Elena and Satiana and HP are going to stay at the tavern. Correct?
You are now NPCs at the tavern.
So,
Along
Yes,
with
we
Boo.
and Boo, yes.
I was hoping they would wait a little bit so I could give at least one of them the necklace of fireballs, since it's going to be more useful to them.
Well, it's only got one charge left,
Well,
right?
I think it has 2.
I think Mort's got Fireball now too, right?
I do have fireball, yes, but
He's
is
excited.
free fireball.
any? I mean, I don't know. Is there things you want to transfer to your other characters? I guess we
No.
could bring to them. Is
Well,
that-
you don't know
no?
about
All right.
any other characters, so you can't really
You're
do
right.
that.
You're right.
You can't really do that.
And
You're right.
not
It's
to
not a-
be, nothing would help.
None of the
Nothing
three of
else.
you
Okay.
the three of you have no clue as your character wise about the new 3 characters. Okay?
So I do kind of have an exit for Saniana. I think she's actually going to go home.
Good.
Okay. So are you telling Norik this?
Yeah, but I'm going to wait till they're all gone rather than say goodbye and just leave the vicious short sword.
Are you just going to leave like a note or something so they know that you've
I'm going to
left,
say,
or?
I'm going to just leave a note that this is for the biggest badass and then leave so they can figure
okay.
out who that is.
Okay. All right. With that, we will transfer over. You guys made it over to the Yawning Portal. The 3 of you have, but all of you are included in this, obviously. So, entering into the Yawning Portal, it's pretty busy. They've been open. Obviously, they were open since breakfast, so they're constantly open and busy. And you're hoping someday your guys' tavern you're in will be this way too at some point. Remember, he's had this thing for over 300 years, so as you enter the tavern, it's quite busy. There's a lot of people there. Durham's at the bar, and he immediately winks at the six of you and says, "Well, isn't the 6, or actually the 3 of you, actually, because the 3 of you stayed, the 3 of you, big time adventurers, are you ready finally to go down into Undermountain and find your spoils and your experience?"
I'm gonna talk to him. So what's going on in the Undermountain so far that you need us to go down there now?
Oh, there's always something happening down in the Undermountain. You know, Hallister Blackcloak's always doing something or the other, trying to get adventurers down there for one reason or the other. Either
What's the talk of the town here about what's happening down there?
not much. You have your typical adventurers who go down. Some make it back, some don't. Some I never see again. Be happy to send you down there. You guys seem like you're ready. Finding the dragons and everything in the Dragon Vault. You know, get your experience killing dragons, I'm sure. As he winks at you.
Mort's gonna peek his beak over the counter and be like, "Do you know if there's any gin down there?"
Oh, he looks at you and says, "There's everything down there, my friend. Everything.
Oh,
Hallister
have any empty-
Blackcloak has everything from planes, different planes he brings in, astral planes, to
oh,
other dimensions. Ugh. Craziness. That's all I can tell you. It's nothing but craziness. And it changes all the time. You can't ask for my experience. I've been down there. I was down there for years. But it changes. He changes it all the time.
Mort's gonna. Do you have any empty bottles?
And of course I have empty bottles. What kind are you looking for?
One that could capture a gin, please.
Well, I'll give you this bottle here with a cork. Good luck.
Oh, yes, yes. Mort's gonna get it and, like, practice swishing it around. Like, he's gonna run up to something and grab it.
Well, you do all know about the history of the dungeon, correct? Or would you like me to spin you a quack
I would
tale
love it.
about it?
I'd love to hear about it.
Ah, excellent. Have a seat. He pours you all a drink of some sort. More than 1,000 years ago, the wizard Hallister Blackcloak journeyed from a distant land to the base of Mount Waterdeep, perhaps succeeding to the whisper summoned of Providence. Some believe he hailed from the nearly forgotten empire known as the Cradlelands. In ages past, humanity spread from the Cradlelands across Faerun, originating from what is now the Plains of Purple Dust, a wasteland birthed out of conflict with the gods. Others give Hollister less ancient origins, placing among the early wizards of Netheril, or asserting that he came from a southern nation long since buried by the sand in time. Whatever his origins, scholars have recorded that Hollister brought him 7 apprentices to Mount Waterdeep. With the 7 guarding his back, Hallister tapped into his immense power to summon beings from other planes of existence to help him build a wizard's tower to dwarf all wizards' towers. But as the seasons wore on, the 7 saw less and less of this enigmatic master. Hallister continued to use fell creatures from distant planes for tunneling and other construction beneath his tower, and the wizard kept the nature of most of his underground dealings a secret from the 7. Eventually, Hallister's exploration broke into the Underhalls, a complex of tunnels and rooms built by the dwarves around the mithril mine beneath Mount Waterdeep. The architects of the Underhalls, the Millerkin clan, had long been killed or dispersed, and warning Duger and Dow have settled into the ruins. Hallister began a crusade against both the Drow and the Duergar, participating in wild hunts and extraplanar alleys through the tunnel. The stubborn Duergar dug until the mithril was largely mined out. Then they abandoned the Underhalls, leaving the Drow to fight, Hallister and his minions alone. The Mad Mage rounded up the remaining Dark Elves, trapping some of their souls for use in his dark magic, while twisting their bodies and slaving the minds of others. Once he had wrung the Drow of their usefulness, Hallister Blackcloak tunneled on, even downward, indulging his inexplicable compulsions for delving deeper and deeper into the mountain. Using the underground complex as a base of operations, Hallister traveled to other planes and distant lands, collecting strange and dangerous creatures that live as prisoners, servants, or guardians in Undermountain. Populating and defending the dungeon became an obsession of his. Over time, the Mage's preoccupation with Undermountain electrified his eccentricities and infused him with an air of unconceivable madness. Hallister's apprentices came and went, some left only to return, inexplicably drawn down into the Undermountain depths. Others remained by his side as they began dedicating more attention to their private obsessions. Madness settled into their souls as well. During the years, Hallister quested on these plains and sequestered himself in his tunnels. His magnificent tower and his surrounding walls fell into ruin. In time, the city, now known as Waterdeep, developed in the shadows of Mount Waterdeep and spread down to the harbor. As the city sprawled outward over the years, it came to surround the ruins of Hallister's home. Undermountain was known to these early settlers, and they often sent criminals into these endless depths as punishment. So it was for many years until an intrepid adventurer like myself delved into their labyrinth beneath the tower and returned alive. Oh, I had so many riches and countless herring tales to tell. I used this fortune to demolish the remnants of Hallister's tower and built my inn over the well he had used to descend into Undermountain, and called it the Yawning Portal. And so, there's the brief history of Undermountain, Hallister Blackcloak, and my beautiful tavern, the Yawning Portal. If you have any other questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them for you.
Mort's gonna speak up. He's gonna say, well, it sounds to me like this Hallister Blackcloak's just a misunderstood guy. When's the last time anyone's seen him?
When's the last time someone has seen him?
Yes, that you know of, at least.
Hundreds years, perhaps. Oh, but he lives.
Yeah.
Don't kid yourself. He most certainly does live, because that is constantly, the Undermountain dungeon is constantly changing and building and rearranging, and new monsters are always appearing. No, don't kid yourself. He is much alive. Crazy as ever, but much alive. So, did my tale salty you enough and give you a taste that you want to go down? It only costs 1 dragon for me to lower you down into the descent into the well.
What do you guys think? You want to go just take a peek? We can always come back out.
Well, how long is it going to take the magic place to ship in my braces?
Weeks. It'll take several weeks.
Bogmog. Mort can't believe Bogmog. Mort's like, yeah, we want to go down there. We want to see what's down there.
All right. I'm sorry.
Not cowards.
So, is it a deal? Would you want to go down? He's rubbing his 2 hands together.
Mort's concerned about the price. I mean, 1 dragon. He's he'll reach out. Okay, fine. He'll like 1 finger slide it.
And as he's about to say, I will meet you over the well. A person that you remember from weeks ago, first meeting her here in the Yawning Portal, when the troll came up, she was here. You guys remember? Some of you might remember that. Some of you joined much later when the troll came up through the well and attacked everybody.
Nork would be the only one. Yeah, Nork would be the only one, I think.
Yeah, I think Nork would be the only one that remembers that, because everybody else is... But you do recognize her, Nork. As she approaches to you, I'm going to go ahead and put her here in visibly so you guys can see her. And as she approaches, she says, Nordic, do you quite remember me?
Norik might, but I really don't.
She goes, I am Ubeya Uday. I am the Cholton priestess of Joaquin. I have come from Cholt several months ago. I had helped you in the fighting of the troll and helped heal many people after the troll was defeated by...
Oh, I'm going to say yes. Oh, how have you been?
Quite good. I have returned to Cholt and to the port of Nanzari, and I have come back on behalf of a wizard by the name of Wakanga Otuma. I am here to procure magic.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask about how is Cholt?
Cholt is ever-changing Cholt. Cold, hot, wet, dangerous as ever. The dinosaurs roam free still. But never less about Cholt. I am here on behalf of Wakanga Otoma to procure magic items from Waterdeep. I have recently, returned because I know of Undermountain and the amount of magical items that are supposedly still there in Undermountain. I am hoping to hire you adventurers to plunder the dungeon of its magical items. I would pay for any unwanted magical items that you find under Undermountain. And I can pay you handsomely within a matter of hours for any magic items you bring to me.
Oh, nice. Okay. Where are you going to be staying?
Oh, I have a room here in the Yawning Portal, so I will be here all the time. Whenever you come back from Undermountain, and hopefully you do come back and bring me these magical items, I'll pay you handsomely for them. Also, and she looks at you, Mort, and she says, any spell books that you happen to have or find, I'd be happy to pay you for those too.
We may be able to come to some arrangement.
Good. Who wants to be the new Keeper of quests. Do you guys, anybody want to write that stuff down?
Not it.
Take notes.
Too dumb.
No note taking.
Oh God! All right.
Mort, you're the new note taker.
Not like I got a million spells to worry about, but it's all right. What? Okay, so, all right, I'm the note taker. What's up?
All right. So your first quest that you've now picked up, other than heading down into Undermountain, seems to be some kind of quest. But the first quest you have picked up now is selling magic items and spell books to Obeya Ude, the priestess of Cholt. I'll put her name in chat. And so that's her name, and she is willing to buy magical items and spells books from you that you procure from Undermountain. So she walks away and sits down by a table and kind of looking over the crowd and the well with that. The next thing as you're walking, Durin says, as you're still sitting there after the pleasantries, finished helping some more patrons, he goes, "You know, Volo is here in this private room over there. I'm sure he has been wanting to speak with you. He told me to send you that way as soon as I've seen you enter the portal itself." So don't forget to go make a visit with Volo and speak with him. He is wanting to speak with you.
Talk to
yeah,
Volo.
he'll follow.
All right, so as soon as you're walking away, Matrim, the bard, the resident bard here, who you guys also have run into and know about, he's actually played at your tavern a couple days ago anyway, 3 Strings, and he approaches you. And he says, "My good friends, how are you this late afternoon today? I did not expect you here in the Yawning Portal, but you have come at a very perfect timing, to be exact." He says, "I need to know if you are heading down into Undermountain anytime soon."
Yeah, we're thinking about it actually.
Well, that is just wonderful news indeed, for I have kind of an important matter. If you're heading down, if you could deliver this pouch of gold for me to a half-drow named Cladina. She runs a tavern called the Flagon and the Dragon in Skullport. And he looks at you two, and he knows you guys are Harpers, and he says, "Kalau provided shelter and healing to a wounded Harper spy in the Skullport, and is owed the payment for her support. So it would help the Harpers out, myself and the Harpers, if you could make this delivery."
Down in the Undermountain?
Yes, at Skullport.
Yeah. Okay.
In the Undermountain. And he hands you the pouch. It contains 3
How much gold is it?
Well, it just contains 3 moonstones worth about 50 gold each. 50 dragons each. But it's enough payment for what she has done for us. And he goes, "I greatly appreciate it," and he shakes you guys' hands and then rushes off to the stage to begin his next set. So now you have Pay a Harper Debt is the name of the quest, if you would like to write that down.
I got it.
And any kind of information you might need for that. Because her name, I'll put her name in chat for you.
It's Kalal. Something.
Excuse me. All right, we're going to add some time here. We'll say you guys have been here about an hour.
Should have asked him about Skullport.
All right. So, are you guys heading back to the back room where Volo's at?
Oh yeah.
All right. So you guys pull the curtains open, and he's sitting there drinking, and he says, "Ah, my good friends, I see you have made it. You did come. I had given word to Durham to make sure to tell you to come see me as soon as you possibly can if you come in. And you did. How wonderful is that? How are my good friends doing? I see there's only 3 of you today."
Well, we're doing great. We're doing great. How, haven't seen you at the bar lately.
Oh, well, I'm trying to take up creating. I want to start a new book, a future book, and I'm hoping to write about Undermountain. I have not done much writing about Undermountain, but I myself cannot go down into Undermountain because I probably will not survive. So I'm looking for people, and he looks at the 3 of you, competent adventurers and good friends of mine who wouldn't mind, risking their neck a little bit for a good friend and help me in writing this book of Undermountain.
What sort of things do you want to put in the book, Volo? Like, what is it about?
Well, more importantly is what I need to put in the book. This story dates to the fall of Lillifard, an elven kingdom of the north, and an alabaster throne belonging to Segalith O'Dark, the last colonel of Illithron, disappeared from the capital city of Elendar, where the Mad Mage built his tower and today stands Waterdeep. It's said that a group of dwarves feared the destruction of such a malicious work of stonecraft and stole the throne right out from under the elves' slender noses. Where the dwarves hid it for so long, and who knows. But should you find it in Undermountain, it would please the elves of the north to know it survives, and help me start writing my book.
So you want us to find a stolen throne?
Yes, the throne of Cornell.
Oh. What kind of elves are we talking about here? They drow, high,
Now,
wood?
I'm sure there's only drow left if they didn't all succumb to madness down there. But yes, I can help return this to the elves to the north, and it will help in part of writing of my book. I will definitely put it in the book.
Okay. Well, I think we could do that for you, Volo.
Excellent. That is fantastic. I can't wait with it. I guess I should ask foremost, and certainly, are you going down into Undermountain before I offered you this bit of a quest? I should have asked. I'm sorry.
What? We were just heading down there.
Oh, well then perfect. Is it not more perfect than that could have been? Here, drink with me, and he starts pouring you all glasses of brandy. By the way, where are the other 3 adventurers of your party? You don't plan on doing this by the 3 of you. I mean, I shouldn't underestimate your guys' capabilities. I'm sure the 3 of you could easily handle Undermountain. I was just wondering where the rest of your party has disappeared to.
More it's just like, oh, we don't plan on going down there long. We'll just be gone a few hours or so.
Well, most excellent. Let us celebrate your upcoming expedition into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And he raises a toast to you 3 of the brandy that he poured for you all, and then takes a swig from it. And he looks around and he says, "Oh, it looks like you have gotten a little bit of attention from some other people over here. There's a noblewoman over there looking over here. She looks quite familiar. I think I know who that woman is. Her name is Esvela Rosnia. She's quite a noblewoman. Quite a noble indeed. Perhaps one of you should go speak with her. She seems to be looking our way." as he takes another swig of his brandy. Is anybody gonna go speak to this?
Noble, yeah. I'll be like,
Right.
ugh, all right.
So you walk over to her.
Be like, hello. I hear you know Volo.
Oh yes, I do know of him. Yes, and he knows quite of our tarnished reputation. My family in the past has had a little bit of some illegal activities done, and we were banished from Waterdeep. We are trying to gain back our integrity and our standing, but there are several people who have threatened to impede our progress with their sinister ventures. My brother, Crescendo, was sent to Skullport to conduct secret meetings with the Xanathar Guild and gauge interest in setting up a trade in Skullport, far from the eyes of Waterdavian authorities. I myself didn't learn of this meeting until after Crescendo had vanished, and I wish this scheming to come to an end and have him return to Waterdeep before he could further tarnish our Rosnor name. If you could do me a favor when you enter the Undermountain, to keep an eye out for my brother Crescendo. He's a 22-year-old man with fair skin and dark curly hair. He's trained the arts of stealth and thievery. When I last saw him, he was wearing a platinum signet ring bearing our family crest. It's a diving white falcon on a field of blue. And there should be an inscription on this signet ring of our family model that says "Fly high and stoop swift." If you are able to facilitate the safe return or deliver proof of the whereabouts of my brother, I will owe them a favor, and you can trust in the house Rosnor. And so I can offer you that, a favor of high nobility.
Okay.
All
It doesn't seem unreasonable.
right, so you're on the lookout for either her brother, Crescendo, or, maybe his whereabouts. So he had on him that platinum signet ring bearing their family crest with a white falcon on a blue field, and an inscription of the family model, "Fly high and stoop swift." So that's the name of that. Is just search for Crescendo Rosnor if you want to put that for your quest. Mort, I'll put them up also on the landing page too, so that's always going to be there. But
I got it all written down. We're good.
All right. With that, you guys return back to Volo, and he's asking you what that was about. If you wish to give him any information on that, you don't have to. You don't have to talk to Volo about that at all. So, come into quite a bit of money, have you? From what the papers have all said, that you have gotten quite a reward for returning the 500 dragons to the 500,000 dragons back to Waterdeep. Quite noble indeed of you, of the six of you. Quite noble and loyal, I must say, to Waterdeep.
Yeah, we try to do good. We're part of the community, business owners and such.
Excellent.
Plus, the reward helped us reinvest a lot of money. We're improving our bar.
Oh, most excellent indeed. I can't wait to return back to the tavern and see how everything's been going with it. I really am excited to return back. I've been away for a little while, but I am very interested in this book, writing this book of Undermountain, and I'm sure you guys will take good notes and everything, including finding this throne. Now, you don't necessarily have to return the throne, like bring the throne back with you. You just tell me where it's located, and I should be able to get some help in retrieving the throne. So I don't require you to actually return the throne physically to me. Just find out where it's at. I didn't know if I made myself clear earlier on that
Yeah.
or not.
And we're happy you said that, Bolo.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Polo for some nice paper, nice ink and pen, because Mort's really good at drawing maps.
Oh, excellent then. I do, actually. And he hands you a really nice ink quill and a bunch of really fine parchment paper. And he then also hands you a small stack of like 3 or 4 paper birds with it.
Ooh. So what?
And then as you guys are sitting there, within the amount of time, the 3 of you have discovered 3 secrets about, because you've been kind of listening to the patrons. A lot of them have been talking about wagers, and if you guys are going down, the kind of wagers people are going to put with you, like 5 dragons, if you'll be back up within an hour or whatever. But you also, the 3 of you have learned secrets from rumors that you have heard from anybody else that has been down there. And with that, I'm going to each give you a secret card that you can look at. Okay. And so I'm going to deal each one to each one of you. And this tells you one secret about Undermountain that you have just learned being here in the Yawning Portal just for this amount of time.
Mine is very small. I can't read it.
You can't click on it?
I did, but it's just for some reason it's very small. Like I'm trying to zoom in and it won't let me.
No,
Maybe I can just zoom in on.
Once you click it once, it should come up in a box, and then you can click it again.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Hold on. Oh, there we go.
All right. I need to deal 1 to Norik. You can share that with the other players, or you don't have to. It's entirely up to you.
Where do I see this?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know.
Not you. What I'm reading. Sorry.
All right. And Kevin, you have one now too. Your character does. I'm going to leave them there. I'm not going to pull them back. That way you can look at them throughout the adventure.
Yeah, I'll tell everyone mine. It says recent conflicts and Medzoberazan have left weakened drow houses fearing for their future. Drow are coming to Undermountain in droves to carve out sanctuaries for one house or another. Hallister can't be happy to see them return in force, but who knows? Maybe the Mad Mage orchestrated the upheaval to bring the Dark Elves scurrying back for some reasons beyond the comprehension of the same.
Okay,
So
good to know.
Can I read mine?
Sure, if you'd like.
Yeah, he's gonna lean into everyone, and he's one of Hallister's apprentices was a human transmuter named Arcturia. She created all manner of new monsters and often made herself subject to her own magical transformations. She claimed an entire level of the Undermountain as her lair and polymorphed prisoners into monsters to guard it. It's likely she resides in the Undermountain still in one form or another. So we gotta deal with that.
Now, I did put the Yawning Portal handout in everybody's journal. You've seen this before. You've seen this in Dragon Heist, so it's nothing new. But that is how you guys are going to take... You can take that platform down the well. You can climb down the well, or you can fly down the well. So it is entirely up to you how you wish to go down. Regardless, it's still costing 1 gold point.
Can I read mine?
Sure.
Should I? Does it matter? This scavenger, the sea swords, has borne its share of pirate ships. None stranger than the scavenger. This vessel could travel below the waves and through the air. No one has seen it in years. Perhaps it sank or was lost in the starry maelstrom of the night sky. But divination spells suggest it found its way into Undermountain. Others have searched for it below Waterdeep, but no one has found it and lived to tell the tale.
All right. And you guys can hang on to that through the adventure. And if you return back to Yawning Portal and spend some time, you might catch another secret. So, Durham walks over to you guys sitting here, and he looks at you and goes, "The crowd is getting antsy. Yeah, bets have been made. They're wondering when you're going to go down. Are you going down tonight? I hope so. I told everybody that you're going for it." Bolo goes, "Haha!" Slaps his hands together and rubs them. "I can't wait. This is so exciting. My good friends are finally going down in the Undermountain. I just hope you don't die." So are the three of you ready to go down? Durham's asking. The crowd's getting antsy.
I think so. I'm ready.
Oh yeah,
We're good. Let's do it.
All right. So you guys head over to the platform, the wooden platform attached to rope, which goes down to a pulley, which Durham walks over to. He's going to lower you. Are you both, the three of you, going to stand on the platform and go and get lowered down, or are you going to climb down, or are you going to fly down? It's 140 feet down. There's no way you can survive it if you jump down.
Mort he would fly, but he doesn't have his boots, so he's just. I guess he's gonna. What's the safest way? The platform?
Yes. Well, it's also
yeah.
the fastest way other than flying down. Because climbing, you can climb down it. It just it'll take some time in doing.
Yeah, he's gonna ride.
You drop a dragon in Durham's hand. He allows you. Who's going down first?
Bogmog.
Yeah.
All right, Bogmog, you are lowered down, and down you go 140 feet as the darkness, as the light, the smells, the crowd who's cheering slowly gets dimmer and quieter as you get down to the bottom. You jump off. It's a room. I'll describe it when everybody's down there. But you're definitely the first thing you notice is the sand that's on the bottom that you're stepping through. You jump off the platform. It's raised back up. Who's going back down on it? The next person? Who's going next?
No, I guess Mort will jump on.
Mort, you get down on it. You hand him your one dragon. He lowers you down. The same thing. You watch from the top. You look up as the light dims more and more. It gets smaller and smaller. The sound begins to disappear. You have these rocky, well-like tower ruins left around you as it changes the temperature, by the way. It becomes more of a 65 degrees temperature than a 70-degree room that you were in. You feel a temperature change as you lower down into 140 feet down and you jump off the platform. The same thing, you notice there's a lot of sand on the floor around you when you jump off, and you see Mogbog there. The platform rises back up, grabs Norik. Norik, you give the one dragon to Durham. The same thing, you lower down, and the three of you, some of you may or may not see this map when we go to it, just because of circumstances, how the adventure's running. No, I'm going to start this room, so nobody move their tokens. Remember, we talked about this. The moment I start a room or something is happening in a corridor or in another room, we don't move. We stop our tokens, right? We stop moving. Tell me if you cannot see the map. Some of you may not be able to see the map because that's how the adventure is. That's how we're doing the adventure. That's how some of you wanted your background done. That includes, I believe, Sabrina and Kong, where you guys are at. Don't move your tokens. That's all going to be part of the adventure starting. I know you can see where you're at. That's the other thing that was strange, but as far as I looked everywhere on the lizard folk, they do not have dark vision. So you'll be relying on torches or light or whoever can light you. So, which is weird because in 3rd edition they did have dark vision, so I don't know why they got rid of it.
I'll just ride on their back and be their guide.
So in 5th edition and 4th edition they got rid of it. Wizard folk having vision, so that's very weird to me. Okay, you guys have stepped off the platforms. Let's describe this room to you. It's a 40-foot square room, dark. If you don't have dark vision, obviously it's dark. Most of the 3 of you do, I believe. The exit only appears to be a tunnel that leads south before bending west. There is a thin layer of sand that covers the floor. The most notable thing that you notice are the amount of hanging shields around all the walls of this room. Dented, rusty shields adorn the walls, which are also covered with graffiti. You see there's like 60 old shields that are hanging on the walls. Also written on blood on the wall is an elvish, it's written on blood. You can just barely make it out behind all the shields, the 60 shields that are hanging on the walls. There's different signets of long time ago. There's different family crests on these dented and rusted shields of houses that probably don't exist anymore. Within the sand, you kind of kick around. There's pieces of burnt out torches, broken gear, like broken weapons, and you also kick around. You see there's a wineskin, a tinderbox, and a pair of pants the size for an adult human. As you're kind of walking around through the sand that's there, the dirt, you also kick up a mummified hand. And anybody want to pick up that mummified hand that was kicked out of the sand?
I'm gonna look. No.
What do you think, Lars?
Yes, you do. You notice that it's a humanoid, but it looks to be like a mummified goblin hand.
Oh. Is it attached to anything?
No, it's like severed off and just a mummified hand of a goblin.
Mark's gonna keep this. He's gonna look around like people are watching him, even though he's alone. He's gonna put it in his little bag.
Okay. Does anybody want to go look at this writing on the wall that's like blood? It looks to be in another language. If you know Elvish, if any of the 3 of you know Elvish, then you can read what it says.
Mark does.
The message says, "Beyond the Pillar Forest, the Mad Mage waits, casting spells beyond magic gates."
Mark will read it out loud, so everyone knows what it says.
Okay. And that's really pretty much else in this room, other than the strangely 60 shields plastered up on the walls, the sand, and there is a bucket attached to a rope that goes all the way back up. The rope does, assuming that's the bucket that you place another dragon in to be able to be raised back up. If you want, you would have to pay the bucket first in order to come back up. You guys want to do anything else in this room?
So this is just the room everyone comes to, pretty much. I want to search. Can I look for like trapdoors, hidden doors, anything like that?
Sure. You most certainly can. You'll need to give me a perception check. And as you're kind of looking around the room, I mean, nothing stands out to you at all anywhere. You see there's a ton of footprints throughout the sand, kicked around, different footprints. Are hard to make out the different kinds of footprints that are all within the sand. But there's nothing else that you see, or any secret doors or anything like that you can make out with your perception check. Most of the footprints lead out to the south, through the open southern corridor there.
Mort's gonna look around and he's gonna say, "Well, I don't see any noblemen or elvish thrones anywhere. I guess we should just go back up, right, guys?"
Nobody's answering you on that.
He's like looking around at them, like, "Come on, we shouldn't
You're
be
like,
down
no,
here."
I want to see what's down here.
Ugh,
All right.
I don't even have my boots. But if there's a bridge,
Good luck. You're not getting your boots for a while, buddy. You might as well settle
no.
in. You're not gonna see those for a
I-
couple weeks.
He didn't
I'm gonna
even
move.
put
Is
any
that-
spells in his ring.
Are we allowed to move?
Yeah, we're done with the room. You can move around now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move.
All right.
over
As you
here.
begin to head down that corridor, you hear like distant voices coming from around the bend, more towards the west. As you continue down the corridor there, they sound more muffled. They're not necessarily like very loud, so you can't tell the distance they're at because the walls are stone. Most of them are carved stone that you're noticing, and it's all stone. The stone walls, stone floor, and the sand doesn't really come further out in the direction that you're going. It's more of the stone now.
Alright, I'm gonna turn this bend.
And you see in the distance from where you're standing, a torch is flickering, and you can make out two shadowy figures. They are kind of talking and half whispering, but they're talking with each other. You can't make out what they're talking about.
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay. As you approach, you can further make out there looks to be like a lizard folk and a goblin surrounded by the torchlight plus your dark vision. What are you two doing?
I was searching around, but I'm
Okay.
gonna follow these guys.
Yeah, there's nothing else. What about you, Sabrina and Kong?
Now I'm just speaking to the lizard folk and goblin while chewing on the random bone that's here on the ground.
Yeah, and so what's there in that room basically that you guys are standing by is a skeleton. It looks to be like a humanoid with a bird-like skull, and it's pointing to the south. And go ahead and you guys enter that room too, where those two are standing. And I'll go ahead and stop, and we'll go ahead and do the description of this room.
Oh my gosh.
So, at the west end of a 20-foot wide hall, stairs descend 10 feet to a room lined with pillars. You see in these reliefs, there's these along the walls. It looks to be like every 10-foot sections of wall has a 9-foot high, 4-foot wide, 3-inch deep door-shaped recess containing a bas relief carving of a demon. Each relief depicts a different kind of demon in along the walls here. So you've got every 10-foot section of wall has a 9-foot high, 4-foot wide, 3-inch deep door-shaped recess containing a bas relief carving of a demon. Each one has a different demon. The skeleton on the ground is looks to be like a humanoid with a bird skull. One of its arms is pointing toward a bas relief of a Nalfashinan demon, so it's pointing right here on the south wall. You also see there's carvings on the north wall depicting a Balor, a Barlagora, a Kazami, a Dretch, a Galbazur, a Galbrizu, a Goristo, and a Herzuru demon. And then, like I said, you have the staircases. There's a small set of stairs leading down into another room that you can just make out there's pillars in it.
So are these things living demons? Like I can see a living demon right now.
They're they're not living demons. They're like carved statues of demons. They're bas reliefs of demons. So, and
I
like I
don't like
said,
the
there's this
looks of this. Like Mort, are they magical?
like and then, like I said, there's a skeleton here. He's pointing to the other demon that's standing right here.
More. So, okay. There's a lot to take in.
And standing here, you see a goblin, and you see a lizard folk. They were talking with each other in their native tongue. This lizard folk is holding a torch. They have stopped talking. Obviously, you've entered the area, so they're kind of, you guys are also looking at each other and the room itself.
So here's something. Mort can speak Goblin. It's one of his languages.
Okay.
Could he understand what she was saying while he approached?
Sure, what were you saying to her?
I'm pretty much praising my boy for not getting hurt again.
Oh, okay. I was gonna fire an arrow at it.
Mort,
You were going to fire an arrow at it?
A fucking goblin.
Mort's gonna step forward.
Okay.
He's gonna-
Real quick, seeing them, I kind of want to step forward, clear my throat, and say, "Welcome to Goodberry, home of the Goodberry. Would you like a Goodberry?"
Can we get a quick
Almost
description of this?
Why don't you
My
guys-
full height.
Okay. And at that, why don't you guys both describe your characters to these three?
Okay. Do you want to go first, or should I?
You go first.
Okay, I am a very elderly goblin that's using a great club as a walking stick. She is hunched over. She is about 3 foot tall, kind of skinny. White, greasy hair with black specks in it. Due to age, her eyes are a little clouded, but she could still see.
And so as the lizard person stands up to a full 6'10",
Whoa.
he's very bulky, almost like a wall compared to the goblin's reed. He's carrying just wearing simple rags that look scavenged, that only go across one side of his chest, and his neck and shoulders are covered in dark spots, along with one eye is also covered in a very dark patch of scales. He's carrying some very worn weaponry and scavenged clothing.
Norik's gonna ask, "What are you guys doing down here?"
Are you doing down here?
I'm gonna say we're looking for somebody with a signet ring.
Mm.
You haven't come
Maybe
across.
they're not dead. Oh, we came across a lot of people down here. I lived here for years.
You lived here.
You lived down here.
Mort's gonna step forward. He's gonna kind of take the rein. He's gonna talk to you in Goblin. So he's just like,
I'm gonna put my
Like-
arm in front of her, kind of protectively.
no, he's got his hands out. He's like, he's just talking in Goblin. And he's gonna introduce himself as a godlike being. And you just hear him like talking to Norik. He's just like, Honda, Norik, Honda, Mog,
Yeah.
Kalinka. And he's just asking you, like, you know, how are you? Like, are you? Is it dangerous down here? He doesn't want to die. He's being very polite.
Ah, of course. It is very dangerous down here. Alive people go. I usually don't see them come back.
And here's the thing,
Unless
though,
they're inside the belly of a troll.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
with even living down here, stuff changes so much that it's hard
Yeah.
for you to remember, or like the rooms change and everything with you guys being down here. So it's even hard for you guys to remember certain things about being down here because it does change around a lot. Hallister's constantly changing and evolving this place. So
By the
Much
way, thank you
danger.
for not attacking us right away. A lot of people don't attack us right away.
Oh my god, that's pretty crazy. Norse would be like,
Yeah,
who would ever do that?
Nor
I'm
is
sorry to go
probably-
back to this.
Definitely
Uh,
not
how-
me.
Like, does the lizard have a tail? Like, what kind of like reptile is it? Like a lizard, or is it like a saurian looking, like a Tyrannosaurus Rex looking thing, or a crocodile? Like, I want to like understand this. Does it have a tail?
Yeah, it has a tail. It has a tail with spikes on it, or spines,
So it's like dinosaur-esque.
sorta.
Yes. Mort's fascinated with this dinosaur guy or the lizard person. He's gonna ask him. Can you talk to us? Can you make words? And he's like making gestures.
He could talk. I taught him all the languages I know.
Oh, he's your pet.
No, he's my son.
Whoa, he's a goblin. What? Oh, there's no
Mother, I
common
don't think these people are very smart.
No, he can talk. Oh, I bet you don't like the cold, do you?
I make blankets from discarded clothing. We stay warm.
Oh,
And as you guys are making this discussion, somehow another humanoid sidles up behind you guys, Norik and another humanoid that you don't even know this person was behind you. Just kind of appears there. Allie, tell me if you can see the map.
I see it.
Okay. So you guys the two of you are quite surprised, Mogbog and Norik, of this person just kind of comes up behind you two.
Just gonna stand there and watch. Not saying anything.
did Mort notice, or is he still talking to these two?
You do not know. See, the other two that she's behind that sidles up between the two. You guys do. You're like, whoa, you know. You want to
But not
describe
attacking
yourself
me.
to them, really quick.
So, first thing you do is just smell a very soft scent of floral perfume. And then you'd be surprised that you didn't notice her even sooner because she's shockingly colored in bubblegum pink. Everything from her hair to her outfit is just bubblegum pink. Except her skin, which is lilac. And her horns, which are also pink.
What the hell? What were you guys? So we got a goblin and a lizard.
She sounds like a boss bitch, man. She sounds awesome.
Sounds like the fucking enemy, like villains from Masters of the Universe. So what are we becoming? It's going horrible on Norik.
All right, so you still haven't tried to figure out what this creature is. Sidle up on you guys, freaked you out a little bit. Just appeared there.
I'm gonna ask the goblin and the lizard person here, like, why is that dead body pointing at you guys?
They're not pointing at us. They're just pointing at the statue. I named the statue Frederick.
Oh,
Why are you guys demon worshippers?
No.
No, I worship nature.
So, and this is your shop.
Well, and that skeleton is new to you two from being down here wandering around and stuff. So that's new. That's why you guys were there, kind of discussing that too a little bit. Is that skeleton's fairly new? Like it just
Fresh
appears-
bones are good for arts and
It
crafts.
just appeared there within the last 20 minutes.
That's fair, I guess.
I'm gonna ask them. It looks like that skeleton was pointing at that statue
Just is pointing at Frederick.
when the statue.
Or was his name Ollie? Can't remember now.
Something tells me that statue's not.
Did you know this man?
A good thing. So
So no,
I don't want to be around it.
Yeah, don't squirt the question. Did you know this guy?
No,
No.
it's just a random skeleton. I was talking about the statue. I can't remember why I named it.
Ah.
Anywho, since you didn't attack us, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Corny Eye, and this is my son, Exy Waxy.
Just X is fine.
Did you say Naxi Waxy?
Exy Waxy.
Okay.
Naxi Waxy.
Nobody's gonna ask anything about the pink bubblegum creature
would
behind
Mort
it.
have noticed? Would Mort have noticed her yet?
Yes,
He's still,
absolutely, because yes, you
oh yeah,
have at
Mort's
this
gonna
point.
scream and like he's
Hello,
gonna
pink one.
in shock, and he's gonna run behind Axie Waxy. Like he's gonna forget Bog Bog.
And X immediately pulls out his axe and kind of holds it between him and Cornea. No. Oh no, too close.
I said that she looks like a boss bitch. Like, what more is there to say?
Mort's missing an eye. He's missing. He doesn't catch things. All right. He's just like he's hiding behind. He doesn't even care. He's hiding. Just doesn't. He's like looking at her up and down. Like, who is she? Where did she come from? Who? She friend of yours?
She just grins and giggles.
Oh, kill him, Axie Waxy.
Hello, pink one.
But it's the fucking Mad Mage.
No, it's not.
Have you seen the Mad Mage? Axie
No,
Waxy,
we've
have
seen
you-
lots of people.
Oh, I bet one of them was the Mad Mage.
Only if you die.
I figured the pink one was with you.
No. Oh, Lord, she's
Think that matter. They're all drab and colorless.
what's that smell? Ugh.
Probably the skeleton you're standing on.
Oh.
Did you ask what that smell was?
Yeah, the perfume.
Oh, okay, that's coming over from
It's like-
the pink.
Yeah, he doesn't
pink-
like it.
The pink,
Yeah.
a lot of pink over there.
So you said she has horns, right?
Yes. Or she said she had horns, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The demon. Alright, but
Is that where we're going? We're going straight to demon.
I have a quick question.
Out of character or in character?
Out of character.
Okay.
Does the herbalism kit have a mortar and pestle by any chance?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. With that in mind, I'm gonna take some of the foot bones from the skeleton and start grinding them up into mortar and pestle.
Yeah, and as you do that, you've determined closer that the skeleton resembles a skeleton of a kinku.
oh, it's not a doctor skeleton.
No wonder it tastes like chicken.
Mort, as you're standing there, you hear like down those stairs, two creatures like going rap, rap, and then scampering off to the north.
Mort's gonna can he do a check to see if he can determine what he understands the noise. Like
Yeah, give me a perception check.
I mean I guess he hasn't been reading his books yet, but
Yeah, you don't know what creature it was or what kind of creature, but you know that there were some creatures down there that have tried to like stealthily scamper off, but you were able to hear them walk. Like it went to the north. The sound there, like footfalls on the floor, like kind of like half trying to be quiet but run.
well, he's gotta look at Axie Waxy and be like, what was that, Axie Waxy? What was that? Was it brothers or friends of yours? Please tell me.
You guys
I don't
wanna
know them.
investigate these statues more, or do you guys want to just continue on? Or you, I mean, like I said, it looks like the skeleton was deliberately pointing at that statue.
Yeah, Mort will do something. Like, what would he if he was gonna? Would it be an Arcana if he's gonna look at these statues and try to determine if they're what they are, if they're magic, or before he jumps
You
right
can
to
do an
detect
Arcana
magic?
check or detect magics. You could put on there too if you wanted to.
I'll do. Let's try Arcana first.
Yeah, they just seem like these are just bas relief carvings of demons. Doesn't seem like they're magical. I mean, you're not actually using detect magic, but it's just common sense. You don't think these are magical at all.
Maybe he was killed by that beast.
They're really fast eaters if they are. Big appetites.
We'll see if like Norik wants to look at the statue a little more, see if there's like a hidden compartment or trap or something that's not magic. Maybe it's got a trap in it.
Okay, Norik, are you gonna go do a perception check over by this statue of
Yeah.
this demon right here? So there's a.
Yeah, not a very good one.
You kind of feel around, and you happen to just feel like behind the statue, you just happen to catch the outline of a secret door.
Oh, really? I'm gonna can I check for investigate, check for traps?
Sure. Yeah, you don't find any traps, but you do find the mechanism to open the trap door or the secret door.
I'm going to open the secret door.
Yeah, you click on the lever, and you hear stone grinding on stone, and a secret door opens up. Oops, hold on.
I'm gonna ask these reptiles if they know what the hell this was.
I have no idea.
The only thing I've learned about this place is never expect anything to be what it is.
So you guys been down here for years?
Yes?
You guys go up to the Yawning portal anytime?
No. Thank you.
Society doesn't accept the goblin kind.
Well, you're always welcome at Troll Skull Manor, I say. The cheap beer, and we're soon gonna have rooms.
City.
Yeah, and
You're not.
that door
I
opens
don't
up.
feel like being stabbed.
Right, they would probably come after pitchforks and torches after you guys. So the door slides open and it reveals a rough-hewn, like carved tunnel leading to the south. It's the tunnel's probably 10 foot wide by 10 foot high, carved tunnel. The smell of like musty smell, but also like old water smell. You can smell too as the door slides open.
I'm gonna turn to Cornea and Goblin. Say, are they worth trusting, Mother?
They haven't attacked, so I guess so.
I'm still not getting too close.
Mort's gonna look at X. And he's gonna say, hey, why don't you help us? We're down here on missions. Look, I'll give you this if you help me. And he's pulling out the ring of warmth. It's like, you're a big lizard, right? You get cold? Don't you want to stay warm when it's cold? Could help you.
And by the way, I've got a torch burning for you, so that's why you have vision.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
I figured I'd be looting dead adventurer corpses to get a steady supply.
Yeah, right.
Like, we'd be good friends, and you can have this ring, and all you have to do is throw yourself in front of me whenever there's danger.
No, my XUX is making friends.
Yes.
No way. No way. We just met these people in a fucking cave and we'd be walking around with them? No way.
Yes.
Bogmog ain't about this. Fucking
Bogmog has
psychopath.
a negative attitude. If Bogmog wants to be a negative
No
Nancy, he
way.
can go back up.
Yeah,
Actually, here's a positive Pete.
Norks will be like, I met Mort in a cave, and I met HP in a cave. Where I meet all my friends.
That's true. Now you met half your party down here in the Undermountain of all places. Probably the worst place to meet party members, because guess what?
Yeah, exactly.
Think about it,
Good
though.
point, Lars.
I don't mean to throw this at you guys. It's a curveball. But anybody could be untrustworthy. I mean, Hallister Blackcloak could be doing anything. He could be pulling the strings. These all could be minions of his. So... You got to remember where you guys are at. You're in the dungeon created by Hallister Blackcloak. So
Yeah, Mort's still trying to see if Axe wants this ring. He's like, "You want this ring, Axe? You want resistance to fire?"
That actually sounds useful.
Yes, yes. Ogmog doesn't need it. He thinks he's a bear or something.
And I am a lizard.
Yes, put it on your spike.
I'm not hairy enough to be a bear.
It's like, what's your digestive system like?
What's a bear? What is a bear?
Oh,
so it's just all right. We're at our 9 o'clock mark. We're gonna call it a night. We'll pick this up next Monday. I can't believe how fast tonight went. We'll pick up Monday next week, Monday at 6 p.m. Questions, comments, or concerns before we go here?
This is gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Waxy, waxy.
Has she suddenly disappeared?
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell you that. Yeah, the pink girl has completely disappeared again. As you guys turn around before you enter through the door, she's gone.
Looks like someone can't control their blink.
She's a malfunctioning blink dog.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good night and a good rest of the week, and we'll see you next week.
All right.